people. I will say, I normally don't say anything like that ever, but I don't know what the YouTube issues are. I wish I did. I trust our engineers will take care of it, which is good actually, because we had a whatchamacallit, we had a all staff meeting yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And one of the big focuses was on growing our YouTube audience. Well, I've got one idea to grow it, not have it shut down 5 times a show. That would grow it, I think. We're back. Thank you, Chris. Good morning, everybody.
Put it in the suggestion box.
Put it in the suggestion box. Ooh, I almost typed as Jason. You're logged in.
I still am.
Ooh, I'm Jason. Watch this. I hate the Yankees. Oh, got you.
Wow.
Got you. They all think you hate the Yankees now. Yeah, because I left my Twitter open yesterday.
You did?
Which I left here because I went into a room of, this was like a group of, I don't know what it was. It was like a group of entrepreneurs in Sacramento, right? Like about 100 entrepreneurs, movers, shakers.
The finest of the finest.
The finest of the finest. All good at, I guarantee you Kelly would know 3/4, if not more, of that room. By the way, a few fans of the show came up, said to say hello to you guys. I'm not lying at all. Listen every morning, that type. Okay. Our old friend Phil Horn was there.
Oh, nice.
From the Kings.
Okay,
Good to see him. He said to say hello.
Nice with the A's.
Yeah. Look good, healthy, all that, which is fantastic. Love Phil. So anyway, when I don't know there was a presentation going on when I got there. It was something about, I don't know what it was, and I apologize to whoever was making the presentation because I just arrived at the end. But they were going over like the health of berries. I don't know, something about berries and they're healthy. And then I was there with Kevin Nagel, and he was the fireside chat, they called it. And so 1:15 on stage, spinning stories, talking about stuff, whatever. And just hearing about just money. These guys are all just.
This is the height of luxury.
I remember when I told you yesterday, I said, I'm going to walk into this room. I'm 100% going to be by far the poorest guy in the room. Oh, boy, I understate that one.
You said a
lot of cash.
You said you would be the poorest one there besides the help.
Yeah, I think they might even have been ahead of me. They might have even been ahead of me. It was, it was. So anyways, did that and then rushed. Hey, shout out to me.
I thought you were joking around
about
coming back.
No, because it just depended on when we got out of there. Left there 11:45. Walked in the door. I actually pulled up the same time as Kyle Draper, and it was actually a real.
You're like, oh, we're wearing the same thing.
That's funny you say that because it was an instant bit. Because I pull up and I had to, as you guys saw yesterday, I was wearing like a suit with a collared shirt underneath, but no tie. Casual but dressy. Business, but with an air of let's do drinks.
Business
casual. So I pull up and Draper is wearing, I don't know what the hell he was wearing.
From the court.
Workout?
Not court. But the court.
The court, yeah. It looked like he just shot hoops or something.
Yeah, got his shots up.
Red shorts, white T-shirt, sneakers, whatever. Like literally had just come off the court. And he looks at me and he goes, whoa. He goes, is that? I go, ooh. I said, they're not going to get on you. I said, but yeah, everybody's supposed to dress up today. And he's like, are you serious? I was like, oh, I mean, you think I'm going to wear this on my own? And I kept that going all the way until he walked in. Just because, instant bit, right? Yeah. Why not? So anyways, we get there. And we get to the meeting. So, yeah, started that whole 3:30 a.m. England, work, 6 a.m. show, 9 a.m. MC this thing, noon meeting. I got home, and by the way, this is like it was a very informative meeting, and I'll let you in. Dude, I was petrified I was going to fall asleep. And when I sleep, I snore. And I'm sleeping. Plus, I was like, at the front of the table facing away from our ball because we were looking at a screen. But the problem is at the bottom right of the screen, there was like a camera on us, and I was in the front of the camera. So I'm thinking, dude, you can probably look at the computer and see if my eyes are even closed, right? Which is super rude. But I was just like, I hit the wall, man. Made it through an hour. Those are just, I almost stood up just because my eyes, like I was biting my tongue to wake myself up because there's a lot of stuff going on there. And then, you know, our fearless leader was, you know, this number and this demographic and this strategy. And then Chris gets up and does his thing, motivation. I didn't know he had it in him.
I didn't
honestly.
I wasn't expecting a standing ovation, but that was nice of him.
I wasn't expecting to give one. Yeah. But then, you know what? There we were. Chris just gets up, has one of those little PowerPoint wands, you know, and he's waving it around, slapping it on the
and then I said, you know, I had this all planned, but I'm just going to go from the heart, and I closed it
and just went from the heart.
And he punctuated it with just one powerful swear word, but it was like, you know what? It got us.
It's not the one you think it is.
Nope.
Oh, let's be honest. There was no swearing during that meeting.
No. Come on. It's a meeting. We're Bonneville.
We're Bonneville Ballers.
Chris gets up. He goes, first place is a set of steak knives. Second place, you're fired. You're fired. So anyways, go back home. We're still dealing with Poopy Puppy. We don't know why, but Gracie got into something, and we couldn't keep them. You will usually kennel them until put them in the little kennel, and they just sleep until we get home because she'll tear everything up. Couldn't do that. Didn't want to do that yesterday because I wasn't going to be home. Nobody was going to be home till like 1. That's just way too long. So I get home, and I was actually super impressed that she had held it in the whole time, right? And then I let them all out, went to go use the bathroom. Nope, she didn't hold it in the whole time. Just outside the bathroom, thank God, on the tile. There's just, I don't know how else to describe this other than wet pancakes. Just wet pancakes all through. And I looked at them and was just like, that's going to suck for Melissa when she gets home. Got some food, went upstairs, slept, went back, and then met up with all of us. And we had a social night out together.
We did.
As we always do. Great charity, the Morton Golf Foundation, benefiting a bunch of stuff I can't remember. And a wonderful thing they put on out at Hagen Oaks. It's basically, think miniature golf, but on steroids and then on some other form, and then like on meth. All these 18 holes on the giant putting green, and you're putting past suitcases, bridges, toy cars, guitars. Jeff Bridges, by the way. Yeah. Not Bo.
No.
Oh, wow, guys.
Yeah.
That's my best Jeff Bridges.
Tiny holes. Hello.
Tiny holes. Just all, and it's you, myself, Chris made it out there, which is great. Scotty the Body Marsh, who's really good at the game of golf. And Alan Stiles.
Yes.
Another great, Alan's a networker, dude. Alan's making friends left and right. We got out there, and I would say we dominated.
I would say that too. That's what I would describe it as.
True or false? Multiple holes in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
True.
Multiple holes in one.
Too many to count.
Way too many to count. And then I thought we had a good time. I know I'm skipping over stuff, but in the end, you had to cut out early. We all stayed for dinner, and it was.
You all did?
We did.
Yeah. Huh?
We did.
Alan Scott, Chris, and myself. All you left, and we all went into the tent
for dinner. How was it? What'd you have? Describe it.
I knew that Melissa was cooking at home, so I only got myself a beverage. I got a Coke.
Oh, yeah. So you didn't stay for dinner.
I think
he grabbed that Coke and he just walked right up.
Well, what happened was I got the Coke and I looked around and I couldn't find everybody. So I thought they'd already left for home.
And like when you look for somebody, you usually like turn your head left or right.
No, I kept it straightforward. I did a cursory, I did a spin.
There was no spin.
Nobody's there.
There was no spin.
I said goodbye to a couple of people.
Sounds like we have a disagreement on what happened.
I thought maybe somebody would be like, hey, Dave, over here. Nothing. I went, oh, they must have.
Well, everybody knew that I left. I said goodbye.
You said goodbye.
Did you just disappear?
I think what happened there was I thought they oh, hey, I have a question I shouldn't ask on the air. Hey, is when somebody says they did an Irish goodbye, is that problematic or is that okay?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
don't know either.
Okay, well, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
So I thought they just left.
You thought we did. You thought Scott
thought-
Marsh did, the
Who?
guy that's going to be there for the entire time.
Probably, like maybe he was just tired of it.
Alan, who had the last thing I heard, he goes, "Well, my wife's not here. I'm going to go eat."
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, like or not in town or not home or something like that.
And it was me like saying, I don't know if I'm going to stay. And then you go, oh, I got a drink card. I'm like, oh, I could stay for a little bit.
Yeah, I think you said, "I'll have a drink with Alan."
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, is that what he said?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
I know. I gave Chris at least one of my. I think I gave him a drink card.
Yeah.
At one point, we're not using drink cards.
I handed mine out.
Yeah, hand them out right away. But it was a great time had by all. It was good to bond.
Fantastic.
Great bonding. Good conversation.
Chris, did they say that we won?
Yeah, did they?
I don't know.
Well, because you left.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said I was staying for a drink. I did.
Oh, you didn't eat either?
I did eat.
Wow.
How was it?
It's okay.
Wow. It was okay.
Okay.
At least lie.
It's fine.
Best meal I've ever
At
had.
least lies. It was great. Did you finish your homework assignment?
I did.
And?
It's okay.
Wow.
It was a solid.
Did you see it coming?
Huh?
Did you see it coming?
No, but I would say it's a solid like SVU episode.
Law and Order?
Yeah.
He's talking about Primal Fear.
It was good. 7 out of 10.
Oh, it's getting better.
I didn't see the ending coming, but I also didn't like the ending.
You didn't?
No.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to like the ending.
No, I don't like the split personalities.
No? Wow. Spoiler alert.
So I don't know what came first, that or what Usual Suspects.
I'm not
Primal
sure
Fear.
either. Huh?
I want to say Primal
think
Fear.
it's Primal Fear. I think Primal Fear came out
Well?
96.
Oh.
And that had to be before Usual Suspects. Usual
99?
Suspects 95.
Oh.
So it feels like they're like, oh, that's a cool ending. Let's do that.
Here's the problem, though. They were pretty much made at the same time. What you think the Primal Fear people had like spies on set?
Yeah.
No, but that's
Hey.
one of those things like, oh, let's reshoot the ending.
The entire movie was based around that ending.
It could have ended with him having split personalities.
It could have or couldn't have.
It could have.
Well, he did kind of have split personalities.
Well,
but
no, he said that he
yeah, I mean, it was there. All right, well,
terrible therapist.
terrible therapist. Well, I now Jason's never going to see it.
Yeah.
By the way, the PGA Championship has started today. We don't have that on our rundown at all, but we'll still update.
It's a lot like Kim Kardashian.
Not like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Wow. Have a day, Hunter Mahan. All right, but we do have a lot of sports to talk about today.
Sports.
And we have Kelly Brothers. We have Sam Amick joining us at 7:28 and 8 a.m. respectively. The Warriors go bye-bye. Oh, sleepy night. Sleepy night. Warriors. Warriors are in Cancun. Says the Kings fan, I know, but whatever. The Celtics survive. Donna Gloria Gaynor?
Yeah.
Donna
Survive.
Gloria
Gaynor.
Yeah, they survived. And the A's fell to the Dodgers. Yeah, we'll talk about that and so much more. Leading off coming up next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
We all love employee perks, and nothing is better than getting the employee price. But we are going even further. Right now, you can save up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. Plus, with over 500 new Rams available, your perfect truck is waiting at Hoblet.
It's nice getting all the employee benefits without the work.
But with Hoblet, it's not just employee pricing. We are a fifth-generation family-owned dealer, and when you buy at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, you get to experience our award-winning customer service. And remember to check out our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with nearly 200 vehicles available and over 50 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie after 3,500 factory rebates and 12,500 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates may include $500 on the job upfit for eligible upfit. 5 this net savings. Sample VIN 93559. See dealer for details.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
7 seconds left. 6 seconds left. The Warriors will not foul. That is going to do it. The horn sounds here at Target Center, and the Wolves have captured Game 5, 121 to 110. After closing out the Lakers in 5 games, the Wolves do the exact same to the Golden State Warriors. And for the second straight season, Minnesota is headed to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, see you later, Warriors. I love it. I love it. And that's less out of Warrior hate and more out of now I need to see the Celtics go bye-bye. And then to me, it's a perfect Final Four. And then I need to see the Nuggets go bye-bye. So those are the only 2 left that I care about. That I want the Nuggets to get beat tonight. I want the
How about in Game 7s?
You're saying, do I want Game 7s?
Yeah, why not have the Thunder win in 7?
In a perfect world, yes.
And the Knicks win in 7?
In a perfect world, yes. I just don't want to. I don't want to take a chance. I really terribly, terribly want to have a Final Four of the Wolves, the Thunder. I want to know that our next NBA champion is going to be either Minnesota, Oklahoma City, the New York Knicks, or the Indiana Pacers.
3 out of 4 would be first-time champs.
Yes. And the Knicks.
Who would you root for?
I would root for I would like to see the Thunder win it more than anyone. I would probably say the Timberwolves second, the Pacers third, and then the Knicks. But I wouldn't be mad if the Knicks won just because it's been so long. And again, I appreciate what all those teams have done to rebuild, especially Oklahoma City. I don't know if the average basketball fan shares that view with no Laker or Celtic or whatever in there, Warrior, but I don't care. For me, I love seeing small market shine. I love seeing teams that are either homegrown or manufactured their success, and I can appreciate how each team built their road to the potential title.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. OKC built it from scratch. The Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trade is legitimately, in retrospect, one of the most lopsided trades we've ever seen. Minnesota with Anthony Edwards as the number 1 pick. Then they take a chance and trade for Rudy Gobert. They take a maybe bigger chance and trade away Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks, who trade for Karl Anthony Towns and got Jalen Brunson, 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, and then you got the Pacers, and we don't need to relitigate that. We know how that happened. I love it. I love it. These playoffs could not be going, from my perspective, other than the Kings being in them, they could not be going back.
They weren't in them. Kings didn't make it.
No.
Yeah.
Then I got a stat
this year.
I got a stat for you later about that too. Yeah. Well,
maybe.
Maybe. Number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
An uncertain future and a stormy present. But for one night, the clouds have parted and the Boston Celtics have shifted the pressure and set up a scene unlike we have ever seen Friday night at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah, okay. Unlike we've ever seen, because, that place is going to be bonkers.
Yes.
If the Knicks, not only would the Knicks be going to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they would dispatch the defending champion Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and then also get a chance to then have home court against the Pacers.
And now we got Reggie Miller versus Charles Oakley and John Starks all over again. Here we go.
If
they
win.
127-102, a 25-point victory for the Tatumless Boston Celtics, and that's
someone predicted that.
Well, you had that. Too bad we didn't predict that the Wolves were going to win last. Wait, did we say yesterday the Wolves are going to win and the Celtics were going to win on this show? Did we both say that?
Yes.
Wow, it's almost like if people listen, they're basically going to know what's going to happen.
Right.
Not only the Celtics win, but real teams cover the spread.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, did they ever.
Made it?
A little bit. They just got over the finish line. Who would have thought the Boston Celtics would win by 25 with no Jason Tatum and Kristaps Porzingis scoring 1 point in 12 minutes?
I mean, no Tatum might have helped them.
See, I feel like that's going to be a thing, right? If the Celtics keep winning,
are they better without him?
That's has Jason Tatum been holding the Celtics back? Did they win despite Jason Tatum? Peyton Pritchard off the bench, the hero, 17 points. Luke Cornett as well, plus 20. As a matter of fact, Pritchard and Cornett were plus 44 combined, 10 points as well. And really, it was the Derek White show, 34 points. Golly, is he 3 blocks? He's just developed into such a great player. Almost a triple-double for Jaylen Brown, 26, 12, and 8, or should I say 26, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. Yeah, Jason, this was very much in question until the Celtics outscored the Knicks 68-43 in the second half. Just took them down.
Yeah.
So that sets up.
So is this just one like they showed some pride, saved some face at home, or are they really going to get back in this thing and get it to Game 7?
I think the first.
Okay.
I think that was pride.
Yeah.
I think that was. I don't think the score was predictable,
Right.
but
Knicks also know they had a game or two to play with.
Yeah. Maybe they were like, hey, you know what? Let's rest up a bit. We want to clinch at home. I'm sure that's exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Exactly what they thought. So there's that. And then we have a little baseball too. Number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
2-2 to Muncy is hammered. They're on the right field line. If it stays fair, it's gone. It is fair. It is gone. A 3-run home run for Muncy. His second homer of the year. And the Dodgers lead it 9-3.
Wait, Max Muncy homered?
Yeah, great
Which
for
one?
the A's. Right? That was
the A's, right?
That was the A's and Dodgers. And
no, it was Max Muncy.
It was Max. It was see, the one on the A's, a lot of people don't understand this, but he actually
capital A.
MACKS is how he spells. MACKSMUNCEE. Max Muncy.
I didn't look that closely.
It was the other Max Muncy. It was the bad Max Muncy.
Oh, bad Max.
The one that we can't stand.
Mad Max.
Bad Max Muncy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Maxwell Stephen Muncy plays for the Dodgers.
That doesn't sound right.
But then there's also Max Muncy. Maxwell Price Muncy plays for the A's. MPM. Oh my God! If his first name was Aaron, and then his middle name, he was like Aaron Maxwell Price Muncy, and he'd be MPM. And then every time he hit a home run, he'd be like, long fly ball, deep left field. That is gone. Maxwell Muncy, too much good stuff. Thanks. That's what they say in the AM PM commercial.
What if it's like a really long drive and you know it like right off the bat just flies?
Yeah.
He just goes, Tunga.
I didn't know where he was going.
I didn't either. We should have known.
Yeah.
Anyways, the A's lose.
Oh.
So but we'll talk more about Max Muncy.
I want to talk more about Tunga.
What could be? Isn't it? What is it? Is it Tungus?
Yeah, I think so.
Tunga. Yeah, too much good stuff.
What'd you say?
Tunga.
Oh, I thought you said Tunga. Wait, hold on. No, it's not. There's an S in there. Ass.
I thought his name was Tungus.
I thought it was Tungus.
But he says Tunga.
Too much good stuff. We need to call up a commercial when we get back. Because I thought there was an S at the end. Tungus. It's not too much good. I don't know. Like there's an S in there. I don't know. What's starts with that? I don't know. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Celtics blow out the Knicks. They force a Game 6. We got audio for you to listen to next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
Testing.
We are live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that smokehouse barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
When you think of hot, you might think about the tragic time you ate too much wasabi. Oh, no. Or about getting into your car on a summer day when it feels more like stepping into a sauna. But heat can work in your favor, like during Verizon Red Hot Deal Days. Get hundreds of hot deals on all your favorites, like iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence, Apple Watch Series 10, and iPad on any plan. Only until May 28th for new and existing customers. Offer available on My Plan. Only at Verizon.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
One of the hottest giveaways of the 2025 baseball season is finally here. The Sacramento River Cats are hosting Corduroy Bucket Hat Giveaway Night, presented by Power Market. This must-have fashion statement will be given to the first 2,500 fans inside Sutter Health Park for the River Cats game on Friday, May 30th. Be part of one of the most stylish nights of the 2025 season. Arrive early for Corduroy Bucket Hat Night on May 30th and get your tickets at rivercats.com.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and essentially located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
Get ready for a summer of music, comedy, and thrills with the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kick it off with punk legends The Damned at Ace of Spades May 31st. Then laugh it up with comedian Kathleen Madigan at Hard Rock Live Sacramento June 7th. Country fans, mark your calendars. Whitey Morgan and the 78s roll into town June 19th, followed by jam-packed June 21st. Painted Love is at Ace of Spades. Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes are at Ironstone Amphitheater, and Penn and Teller are at Thunder Valley. Then it's 3 days of music and wine at the Country Summer Music Festival, June 27th through the 29th at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Don't miss the tradition and thrills of the Folsom Pro Rodeo July 3rd through 5th, followed by country superstar Cody Johnson at Golden One Center July 18th. August brings legends. Catch Rick Springfield August 1st and Parker McCollum at the Ironstone Amphitheater June 16th. Grab your tickets now and don't miss a beat. Only with Sacktown Sports.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Hey, Jason, we'll talk about this a little bit later. The NFL schedules came out yesterday.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, did you hear? And one of the things I've been enjoying over the last few years is that instead of just releasing the schedules, teams are now starting to
they're getting very creative.
Getting very creative. Very creative. And I think so far, if you had to give an award to the team that has been the best at it, it's the Tennessee Titans. They did what I think
have
was
a legendary one,
the best one of all time, where people just looked at the logos and tried to guess who the teams were and all that. Well, they outdid themselves yesterday. This is going to be better as a video, but I think still okay as a as just listening to on the radio. But they actually did a commercial that many of you might recognize the theme to. For their schedule release. And do I have something muted here? No. It's on my side. Let's try that again. And
Not knowing who and when your team is playing this season, life can lose its luster. For millions of fans suffering from football season withdrawal, or FSW, even relationships can lose their spark. But now there's Schedule Rizzy, a once-a-season schedule fix that cures FSW.
Football is everything. Schedule Rizzy.
With Schedule Rizzy, you can live your season to the fullest. 18 beautiful weeks, marked, circled, counted down.
I was feeling down. Schedule Rizzy turned it all around.
Consult Tennessee Titans tickets before taking Schedule Rizzy. Side effects include altitude sickness, gridlock, hand, foot, and mouth disease, imposter syndrome, heat stroke, crapping out, melancholy, general malaise, jet lag, jock itch, diarrhea, heartburn, nausea, and slurred speech.
Now my future's bright. With Schedule Rizzy, I see the light. Football is everything.
Thanks, Schedule Rizzy.
Thanks, Schedule Rizzy.
I got my Schedule Rizzy.
Ask today if Schedule Rizzy is right for you.
that's just very good. That's just very creative. It's Chris didn't like it, shockingly.
That's fine.
Come on, that is really creative. I mean, it's basically the commercial.
Yeah.
Even that little harmonies on there.
Right. And those they couldn't say, they had all the games they're playing in there too.
Oh, overacted.
What would yours have been, Verlaud?
I don't know. Give me a couple months. I would have come up with something. How about just giving the schedule out?
That's not as fun. That's not as fun. I want the Kings to do something. Well, did the Kings try to do something like that?
I mean, the Chargers was better.
What was the Chargers one?
Then they had to take it down.
Oh, was that the Minecraft one?
Yeah.
And they had to take it down because the boat arrested Tyreek Hill.
Come on.
That happened. One,
Happened a couple of times.
I mean, what, him getting arrested? Yeah. What are you going to do, right? Anyways, welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and a world of basketball yesterday. We'll get right to it as I already took up 3 minutes of the segment with highlights.
Okay.
From the Celtics.
Let's do it.
And Knicks. We'll start out with this.
Here's a drive deep to left off the bat. Aaron Judge, and the Yankees have the lead. No doubt about it, into the bullpen. The captain rings the bell. It's 3-2 New York.
I played that, because I knew you'd enjoy it, but also the way they list the highlights. So, they'll give you the abbreviation of the team, which is NYK for the Knicks. Mm-hmm. But somebody messed up, and it says NYK, Aaron Judge, solo home run, 5th of the season. Thought I'd play that. Technically, according to our stuff, it's a Knicks highlight. Either way,
it was the biggest highlight for the Knicks.
Hey, how about that guy they gave up five first-round picks for, whatever the hell it was? Mikal Bridges.
For 3 left wing. It's good. Mikal Bridges usually saves big shots for the fourth quarter, but a nice one there to make it a 1-point game.
The Knicks would roll on with Miles McBride. Sounds like a lawyer out of the movie The Firm, but he can hit threes as well.
McBride back up top now off a feed from Bridges. 4 to shoot. Got Holiday on him. Off the dribble 3. Nails it from the left wing. Wow, Deuce McBride. That's his toughest shot of the series. And he forces a Joe Mazzulla timeout.
That's why they call him Deuce.
Yeah, it is.
Call him triple, right?
Trace.
The 3-pointer. Trace McBride.
Yeah.
Derek White, though, was on fire. His 5th 3-pointer of the game. His 5th 3-pointer of the first half.
Jaylen Brown, tag screen from Derek White, finds him. Derek White is open, another 3. Derek White's made 5 of them in the first half. It's a 1-point game.
Unfortunately, though, that would tail off in the second half for Derek White. No, it wouldn't.
Holiday pull up, drop back to Derek White, trail 3. Got it! Woo.
Man, that's nice stuff. That's how I'm able to catch it in motion. Come down, you make a good defensive play. You run back on your offensive end. Attack!
So let's go ahead to the fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown putting the game away.
Jaylen Brown masterclass tonight. He has it left side of the floor. Picks up his dribble. Finds Pritchard. 6 on the shot clock. Return to Jaylen Brown. Now Jaylen Brown against McBride. Works his way to 14 feet. His jumper is true. It's been Jaylen Brown's night with the money on the table and the season on the line.
Season on the line. Let's close it out. We're going to go to a game 6, ladies and gentlemen.
An uncertain future and a stormy present. But for one night, the clouds have parted and the Boston Celtics have shifted the pressure and set up a scene unlike we have ever seen Friday night at Madison Square Garden.
Rehearsed?
No.
Not that I mind that. It's pretty good. There's some pros in there.
Yeah.
You know, uncertain, stormy present, uncertain future, but so
I don't think so.
That's
not like Sean.
Very, very, very impressive. Tom Thibodeau was asked about the Knicks and what bothered him.
Tom, just off the bat, what most disappointed you tonight?
That we didn't play for 48 minutes. And, the start of the second quarter, we didn't play well. We had a lead. Didn't play tough with the lead. Came out to start the third. Didn't play well there. You can't afford to do that.
Can't afford to do that.
Okay, Tibbs.
The Knicks on the evening had 4 blocked shots. Which is almost half of what Luke Cornett had. He had 7 blocked shots.
Yeah, what an impact. That was just kind of a sneaky, who's going to fill in, pick up a role? Well, he did.
He flirted with a triple-double, 10 points, 9 boards, 7 blocks. He also had a steal. He had an assist. Jason, he was 5 of 5 in 26 minutes, 0 turnovers. That's as close to a perfect game. I mean, that especially for Luke Cornett.
For a role player, yeah.
Oh, my
He
God.
played the Porzingis role better than Porzingis.
He's my MVP of the game. He is my couch cushions found money player of the game. I don't know why couch cushions would advertise.
Yeah.
But you get my point.
Sure.
That's Tom Thibodeau. Joe Mazzulla on not playing Kristaps Porzingis.
Joe, you've always trusted your core lineup. You don't change like the main lineup a ton. You trust your top players. So making the switch going away from KP for the second half, just how difficult of a decision has it been kind of maybe evaluating that throughout the series and then making that call tonight?
He couldn't breathe. And, so he was available if absolutely necessary. And so, that was just a decision between me and him. He was having just difficulties breathing, but he wanted to be out there and if we absolutely needed him, we would have been able to go to him and rely on him. But you've seen a lot of that this year. Changing the lineup at halftime is something that we've done a lot, this year because it just adds a different dimension and can change sub patterns throughout the game. So it's a credit to the guys just buying into what gives us the best chance to win each and every night. And I know KP will be ready for us.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, the Porzingis thing is strange.
Is very strange.
And
hopefully, if he is getting better, they need to try to get it back to Boston. It'd be nice to have Porzingis if I were the Celtics.
I'll say this, and we'll talk about it later. Like, somebody's health is their own business to a point. Obviously, like, if your knee is injured, you have an Achilles, whatever. That's public domain when you're an athlete. I kind of wish they'd come out with what's wrong with him. because it's fueling a lot of speculation.
Sure.
And your worry is for the human being first. And by the way, let me be incredibly clear. If it's something crazy, like that's his business and he doesn't know anybody, nothing. That's a double negative. You get my point. If it's not, though, if it's just he's got the flu or bronchitis or
Got no time for that.
just say it.
Yeah.
So people aren't speculating because they're speculating. And I don't blame them necessarily for speculating because this thing is strange. We'll take a break. More on that later. When we come back, let's get to baseball. Safer out. The Reds and Pete Rose the day after. Also, the A's and an interesting statistical quirk. Speaking of quirks, the Colorado Rockies set records, baby. Not the kind you want. We'll get to that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner and oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, you know, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this? Half off tune-up right now. It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Typically, a high handicapper carries an index of 20 or more. Golf Monthly's Barry Plummer offers 4 tips if you're tired of that high handicap. First, choose the right equipment. Invest in a 5-wood, which is more forgiving than a 3-wood or a 3 hybrid. It's a much better option for getting the ball in the air. Second, play for bogey on par 5s. Break the longer holes into manageable chunks, perhaps aiming to hit the green with 4 easy swings while also navigating away from the trouble along the way. 3, leave the sand wedge in the bag for chipping. Up and down percentages are almost twice as good when chipping a 9-iron over a sand wedge, and 3.5 times better with the putter. And finally, stop leaving your putts short. A 20 handicapper leaves 55% of their missed putts short of the hole. Give yourself a chance with every attempt and don't leave another putt short. Try these simple tips and let's see whether your handicap starts to come down. And have some fun out there. That'll help too. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Memorial Day savings explode at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $12,500 off MSRP after rebates. Every new 2025 Silverado TurboMax in stock.
And Maida Chevy has similar savings on every new Silverado. One of the largest selections of new Silverado in the Sacramento area.
$12,500 off new Silverado. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Plus train 21 removed. Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
$728 Kelly Brothers joins us. He's good at something. I can't remember.
Good at business.
Oh. And then Samuel.
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
I think we get bonus points if he's on video based on yesterday's meeting. So hopefully he is safely. He'll join us at 8. In the meantime, safer out. Question 1.
The Reds celebrated Pete Rose a day after he was taken off the banned list. Bad taste or perfect timing?
That sounds funny. The banned list, like he was opening for someone. It's timing. This had been planned a long time, and now I don't know. What I don't know is if there was some sort of coordination. I imagine there probably was between the MLB front office and the Reds. It's just strange that would come out the day before they're celebrating Pete Rose. We can feel about Pete Rose however we want.
Some might say you shouldn't celebrate him at all.
We can feel it about Pete Rose like however we want. Obviously, in Cincinnati, they mostly feel a lot differently.
Yeah.
His daughter, I think, was out there. Some, Barry Larkin. Was it Barry Larkin and Eric Davis? There was a panel out there, Terry Francona, people that played with him, played for him. And celebrated Pete Rose. So good for them. Let him do it. And it was just a timing thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's more of a Cincinnati hero maybe than a national one, even though everybody knows who he is. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah. He's kind of Mr. Cincinnati, right?
Right.
And I know they haven't done the statue yet for him, have they?
I don't think so.
So that and the Phillies are putting him in like their Wall of Fame.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, he's getting accolades coming now.
Also, it's Thursday, Jason. Yeah. You know what that means, right? What?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
Question 2, please.
The A's have the 7th worst run differential in baseball, but their record is above 500. Is either an anomaly? Anomaly.
Is either an anomaly.
Well, they can taste the biscuit.
They can 100% taste the biscuit. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird?
They've been blown out a few times.
They have a run differential of minus 34. What I find actually almost more interesting, Jason, is that there's only 12 teams in the league that have a negative run differential. Everyone else, there's 2 teams exactly even, the Rangers and the Brewers. Everyone else is in a plus. By the way, not for nothing, just going through numbers here. The second longest winning streak in baseball, the Rangers at 5. They've won 5 in a row. The Minnesota Twins are on a 10-game winning streak. Obviously, the Giants were a part of that. They won 5 in a row going into that. They are red, not Cincinnati, but red hot. Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. They've been blown out a few times. I don't care what the run differential is. I care what the win-loss differential is, and they're still above 500.
Yeah, it's a team with some flaws, and they're young, and I think that's what that combination can lead to, is some games where you just get kind of worked. But they also have this pretty special offense, and hey, their win-loss record is just fine, so good for them.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. They're going through that stretch right now. Number 3, please.
The Rockies got swept and became the first team to start out losing 36 of their first 43 games. How much does Denver care?
Yeah, I was talking about, the reason I wrote this question is because I was talking to a good friend of mine who's from Denver, and is a massive Broncos and Nuggets fan and a Rockies fan by proxy and an Avalanche fan. They really don't care. The Rockies are probably the 5th most cared about team in Denver. Behind the Broncos are dominant.
Number one.
The Nuggets, especially after the championship, number 2. The Avs are number 3, who've won multiple championships in hockey. The Buffaloes of Colorado, number 4. Then probably the Rockies. It's a little bit similar to how New Orleans feels about the Pelicans.
Right.
Like they got to get through some college and the Saints and all that.
Yeah, Saints and LSU.
Yeah, exactly. They just don't. Now, when the Rockies are good and they're relevant and nothing else is going on, yeah, they care. But this Rockies team, dude, 7-36. We were talking about run differentials. The A's at -34. The Miami Marlins have the worst run differential in Major League Baseball at -71. Never mind. They have the second worst run differential. The Rockies are at -137, almost double the second worst in the league. They are 7-36. They just came off another sweep. I just like, how do you get so bad? How do you get that? I mean, good thing they fired Bud Black, who's obviously his fault.
That's the difference.
I wonder about that sometimes. Like, how do you get that bad? And this isn't anything new. I mean, the Rockies haven't been terrible forever, but just taking a look, last year they were the second worst
It's at 49ers.com/tickets.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, with second baseman Zach Geloff having spent the entire year on the IL, the A's offseason acquisition of Luis Urias as a free agent has turned out to be a shrewd move. As of the end of the last homestand, Urias had started 20 consecutive games at second base, hitting 4 home runs, including a walk-off against the White Sox, and his OPS almost .830. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is this weekend with Bailey Zimmerman. Plus Billy Currington, Nate Smith, Ernest, and more. Friday and Saturday, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo. Don't miss pop-up stores, food trucks, line dancing, and more. Country in the Park, celebrating 25 years, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Get tickets and more info at CITPFest.com.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I got that vibrating thigh thing again. It's been gone for a couple weeks, but I got a long flight next week. So now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah.
And if that rolls in during a flight, I'm gonna start having anxiety. What is this?
Start.
But this is handleable anxiety. No, then I'm going to start being like, we're over the ocean.
I got to get out of here.
I'm having a blood clot. There's nowhere to land. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I'm no doctor. Do not take this as medical advice, but I will tell you, I've had anxiety issues since my 20s. The best thing that's ever happened to me for anxiety was having the worst anxiety attack I ever. Like, you ever go through something like you're afraid of? I guess that kind of makes sense. If you're afraid of something, like let's say you're afraid of spiders, and then you happen to like fall into a pit of spiders, and it's your worst nightmare, but you make it out, and then somehow you're less afraid of because you did it. When you went through it and all that. And mine is the being on the tiny plane crossing the pond when our documentary crew informed me that I wasn't supposed to put their bag of lithium batteries in the back of the plane and that they could explode at any time. And I believed them. And I spent the next 7 hours between England and Bangor, Maine, thinking we were going to just spontaneously explode and not telling anyone about it. Well, you're laughing. What do? You don't tell anyone about it. Do you tell people? I figured if we're going to die, I'll be I don't want everyone else stressed. We're already cooked.
Yeah.
I don't
just
want
you stressing about it.
It's just that is the you know what? That is the ultimate test of taking one for the team in that scenario.
Letting someone die.
No,
not letting them know they're going to.
Yeah, like if you were, I mean, that's actually a really interesting question. If you were like one of them Final Destination things, if you were in a car and like you had this vision that everyone like you're all die, you're gonna die. Do you tell the other people in the car, or you just let them enjoy their last few hours?
I'd say you guys probably shouldn't get in the car with me.
No, you're already in the car. You can't get out. You're already in the car. It's happening.
Pretty hard to stop a car.
Your fate is locked. But do you turn to them and do you ruin their last few minutes, hours on this earth, or do you just
start telling jokes?
Yes. At some point, they're just like, "Why are you telling me all this stuff, Dave? Like all these truths and everything. Like you didn't have to confess to me that one time you took my sandwich, like or whatever. No reason." Anyways, here's a segue. The Warriors are going to Cancun. They are done. I know. No, I'm with you. Actually, I have a special thing to play for you, Chris, because I know that you enjoy it when people or teams you don't like befall bad, whatever. Here's Draymond Green not that long ago.
I'm sorry. I said I think we're going to win a championship, but I lied. We are going to win the championship.
Wow. To be fair, he didn't say this year, right? He didn't say we're going to win the championship this year. He just said we're going to win a championship. Well, it ain't this year.
It's not. They've been eliminated. Officially out.
They go. And as a Kings fan, I'm enjoying it. Is it hate? Is it silly to laugh at the Warriors just a couple games away from the Western Conference Finals getting beaten? Yes. Is it jealousy? Is it envy? Yes. I admit all of these things. You can't hurt me with your arrows, but I'm going to enjoy it because you know what I say? I say screw the Warriors. Even though we do have radio research that says the Warriors are they're the second most team people in Sacramento want us to talk about.
Really?
Which, by the way, really? Yeah.
Distant, though.
Very, very distant. And even so, gross. Mm-hmm. That's what I say. It was Minnesota last night, and they very, very much had victory on their mind. Julius Randle has been a revelation.
Three balls offline, and James snares it with the right hand. He'll hit a head up to Randle, takes a dribble, runs to the cup. Got the lay-in and the foul. Give it to Buddy Hield.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Former King Dante DiVincenzo to go bear.
Nas wing left to a cutting Dante. Down the lane, lobs it up. Rudy throws it home. The alley-oop from Dante to Rudy.
Dante to Rudy. How about Julius Randle in the third quarter? The layup and the big lead.
Julius Randle collects the rebound. It's grab and go up the center of the floor. Julius going coast to coast. Lays it in with the left hand. He's doing it all. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 dimes. Wolves by 25.
Now, the Warriors had cut it, I want to say, to 13 or 12 on an 8-0 run. Got a little bit nervous. Jade McDaniels took care of that.
Hand off to Butler. That gets blown up by Jade McDaniels. He's off to the races. Down the lane. The slam with the right hand. Jade the steal and the coast-to-coast slam. And the Wolves go back up by 14 with 6:36 left.
Warriors had cut into that just a tiny bit, but it was academic at that point.
The horn sounds here at Target Center, and the Wolves have captured Game 5, 121 to 110. After closing out the Lakers in 5 games, the Wolves do the exact same to the Golden State Warriors. And for the second straight season, Minnesota is headed to the Western Conference Finals.
That's impressive.
It really is.
Get back there right again.
And I read something. I got to look at this. I should have this ready. I saw something yesterday, and I didn't save it, but I want to say it was like since like 1980, this is the first time any of the 4 major sports teams in Minnesota have made the Final Four of their respective sport 2 years in a row.
Okay.
Which honestly is weird because for some reason I thought the Twins did it, but no, it was whatever the hockey. Was it the Wild? No, it wasn't the Wild. The North Stars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was the Minnesota North Stars were last to do it sometime in the 80s. Anthony Edwards was asked about returning.
You were confident last season after the Western Conference Finals that you would be back here. I think you said we will be back. What fueled that, and what did you have to do over the course of the season to get here individually and collectively as a group?
A lot of ups and downs. Just had to stay with it. And what fueled it? I mean, we lost last year, so just, trying to take that into the summer. I didn't have too much personal workout time because I was with the USA team, but the time that I did have, I definitely had that in the back of my mind.
Is my mind playing tricks on me? Wasn't last year the year that – I'm laughing and I shouldn't, but it's just weird. Wasn't last year the year that Chris Finch blew out his knee? Was it Chris Finch?
Yeah.
And he missed the rest of the playoffs, or
no,
was he in the second row or something?
Yeah, there was something where he was on the bench or offset or something
it was
like
a
that. Yeah,
player crash into that sideline, and it collapsed his knee. He had to be helped off.
Yeah,
wasn't I can't remember. Wasn't it? I don't think that was in the Western. Was it the series before the Western? I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but it was definitely last year in the playoffs.
I wonder. I mean, honestly. I know it doesn't make like a crazy bit of difference, but maybe it does make a little bit of difference having your coach being able to patrol the sidelines and say the things he's saying. Coach Finch knows it's a challenge getting back.
The challenge we laid down to our guys from day one was quite simple. It was one question. Were you a Western Conference Finals team, or were you a team that just happened to make the Western Conference Finals? And there's only one way to prove that. Go out and do it again. And that was our mission all year. And, it took a lot of growing pains, but the team's come together at the right time and playing its best basketball. So
those 2 questions.
That was 2. That was Steve Kerr, by the way. He knows who. Look, Anthony Edwards probably the MVP of the series, but he knew the X factor was Julius Randle the whole time.
Julius Randle was incredible. What a series, and he's always been a really good player in this league. I think he has taken a leap. I remember playing here early in the season, and it looked like a tough fit, and they didn't have the spacing. They missed Towns, and you fast forward to now, he's 13 for 18 tonight. He was just incredible the whole series. We couldn't stop him.
Well, how about one more thing from Steve Kerr? Jimmy Butler changing the season.
I love our guys. Like I said, we this was a hell of a run for us, considering where we were at the trade deadline. Jimmy changed our season, flipped everything for us, gave us a chance. We became one of the best teams in the league. And obviously, you get to the final 8 in the NBA, you're one of the best teams. And we had a shot, but, things didn't go our way. But like I said, Minnesota deserves the credit. They were the better team.
Yeah, but they didn't get playoff Jimmy enough.
No.
I mean, there were times.
There were
but
moments.
not minus Steph. I didn't think, that was where you'd go, all right, well, you still have Jimmy Butler. And can Jimmy Butler carry them like he did a few years ago with Miami? And that just didn't happen.
Jimmy Butler last night, 42 minutes. That's a team high, 17.6 assists, 6 boards, 3 steals, just 1 turnover.
I mean, those are all fine.
Yeah.
But it's not what they needed.
Is there any chance as well that this is just exactly what we should expect from a guy turning 36 in September?
Could be.
You're going to get a couple of games here and there, but Jimmy's not that you cannot put the big mountain backpack on his shoulders anymore. He's not going to Sherpa you through a series on his own. He's a good complimentary, which none of that's disrespectful or insulting. It's
that
just,
might be the whole team.
Yeah.
Needs
Yeah.
that. Maybe Steph
Yeah.
can't do it. Maybe, I don't think Draymond can do that.
Sure.
But that's why I know later when we do their postmortem, like that's the big decisions they have is, they're so invested in Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, which is okay. That's a winning trio, but that's what they got. All their money's in those three.
Time machine time as we go to break. We're going to go back to the beginning of the series. You know what you know now, having seen Minnesota dispatch the Warriors in 5 and everything that happened. If Steph Curry doesn't get hurt, do the Warriors win this series in your opinion?
I'm not certain. It's not over in 5 though. I would believe that.
You got to pick one.
I'll go with no.
Yeah, you think the Wolves still win?
Mm-hmm. I'm not firm on that, but
no, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I think it is a coin flip. I do. I do think it's a coin flip. The only thing preventing me from agreeing with you fully is just that game 1,
mm-hmm.
And what they were able to do. And I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like if the Warriors got punched in the gut, the Wolves got punched in the gut. The Wolves are the ones more likely to take the standing 8 because of the lack of experience. The Warriors could bounce back, but they didn't bounce back from Steph. Problem is, I don't think that was a heart thing. I don't think that was a focus thing. I don't think that was an experience thing.
Talent.
It's a talent thing. And honestly, if anything, you tip your cap to Steph Curry.
Yeah.
His
greatness is still there.
His greatness is still there. All right, 30-second break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Steve Kerr, those Timberwolves, and a question I have about the Sacramento Kings you're not going to like. We'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey there, let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Worked with them a couple months ago. Officially, they came out, looked at our old garage doors, measured what we needed for our new garage doors. We went to the showroom, selected the style of doors that we wanted, and then they showed up and installed. It was a really easy process, and the end result is absolutely beautiful. It's exactly what we wanted. We've had lots of people compliment our new doors from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, and you could go through the same thing. Really easy process, kind of fun process. Never have done that before, and it's nice. It's given our house a fresh look. That curb appeal is so much better. Also, the return on investment, it's one of the most cost-effective upgrades to increase your home value. So we've had those two as impacts from choosing the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, but we also got to know more about them, how much they care about the community and giving back, also how effective and impactful they've been in our community for 70-plus years. I would suggest you go and check out the supplies that they have and their selection. See for yourself at the showroom at 6756 Franklin Boulevard. While you're there, ask about the Sacktown Sports Special, and you can call them at 421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Let me give you a quick PGA Championship update. You have
The
Scotty
game of
golf. You have Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele playing in their own threesome. They are through 6. They started on the back 9. Scheffler at 2 under.
Look at Rory's shot he's got coming up on your screen.
Yeah, they're having fun at Quail Hollow. There is there's always these fun things on day one out of nowhere. It's not going to last, but there is a fun developing story going on at PGA Championship. Through 11 holes, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people tied at 3 under, including Keegan Bradley. But former world number 1 Luke Donald.
Wow, where's he been?
That's exactly right. Where has he been? An almost David Duval-esque disappearance from being the world number 1. Luke Donald has so far fired a 3 under through 11. We'll see. Way early. A lot of golf left. This tends to happen sometimes where you get an amateur or somebody out of nowhere leading the way. But either way, that would be an incredibly fun story. How about let me find somebody here. How about here we go. Lefty Phil Mickelson is already 3 over through 8. Shane Lowry, who won last weekend, who finished runner-up to Sepp Straka last weekend, is at +2 through 9. How about Bobby Gates? Bobby Gates, the American, is 6 over through 6. This has got to be depressing. You pretty much know you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're 6 holes into the tournament, and you were thinking about, wow, what if this is my time? I could be the next John Daly. Ain't happening. All right, good luck, Bobby Gates. Good name.
Best of luck to you, Bobby G.
Best of luck, Bobby G. 3 for Madness, question 1.
Steve Kerr said the Warriors had a shot at the title if Steph didn't go down. Is he right?
I think, look, when he says we have a shot at the title, now look, the Kings had a shot at the title, and there's that level of, more importantly, do they have a legitimate shot at the title? I think so. Now, listen, I would put their chances behind Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City is a better team than them. I think Denver's probably a better team than them. I think the Celtics, even now, might be a better team than them. And I really don't know how they do against the Knicks or Pacers, if I'm being honest. However, I think it would take some luck. I think they'd have to play their best, and at least a couple other teams would have to not. But I don't think it's hyperbole. I think that when they were up 1-0 on the road, on their way to the Final Four, who knows what happens with the Thunder? We still don't know whether or not Denver is just that good, or if they've exploited some weaknesses in the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I don't think that's hyperbole. I don't think they would have won the championship with Steph, but I think they'd have a shot.
Yeah, I mean, look, we couldn't decide whether or not they would beat the Timberwolves. We thought it would be a close series if he was in there, and then if you get through that, then you're in the conference finals. But it's also a team that needed 7 to close out Houston.
Yeah.
So I mean, they didn't have as much wiggle room. They weren't as dominant, certainly, as when they were champions. I think they're really good, and they're complete when they have Steph, who still is one of the best players and certainly the best shooter. Opens up all sorts of things for him. But in the end, I do not think they would have won it all. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm with you. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
The Wolves return to the Western Conference Finals for the 2nd straight year. Can they break through this time?
Look, I didn't think the Thunder Nuggets series was going to be this good, and the Nuggets are surprising me. Again, my big problem is I don't know if it's okay. The Nuggets are a tremendous. They're a very good regular season team, and they're a tremendous playoff. Could they be a top 3 team left, and we just don't know? Is this a styles make fights type series? I don't think so. I don't think they can beat the Thunder. I think the Thunder are too good, and I do think if the Thunder come by, which by the way, Thunder could wrap it up tonight, but this thing could also. Let's not write off Denver yet.
Right.
I think the Wolves would have a better chance against the Nuggets, and I think they should be watching this series, rooting for the Nuggets. But anything goes in these NBA playoffs. But if I'm being forced to answer the question, can they break through? Of course. Will they beat the Thunder? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, the Thunder would be the favorite. Denver would be an interesting series. Now I want to get it to the matchup and just see what that will start to look like. Last year, OKC was the 1 seed and didn't get through, and Dallas was the one that kind of made it all the way through as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if that's this year's Minnesota team. Like, again, Dallas was good last year, but no one had them going all the way through, and then they ran into their fate
and plus they have their pick this year. Plus they have Danny Ainge, who has built a championship contender before. I think Phoenix is a real good debate.
Yeah, I think they're a mess.
They are a mess.
Yeah.
I just, if I was a GM going into Phoenix's situation, I think the very first thing I do would say, who wants Bradley Beal for anything?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you get lucky and somebody grabs him literally for anything. You're going to get a decent haul for Kevin Durant. I don't know that you should, but you're going to. And you would get a massive haul for Devin Booker. I think my thing with Phoenix is I think they'd immediately be able to restock. I think they'd be immediately able to restock their draft capital, and I think they could drop they would be able to enter a rebuild, I think, a lot easier than the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they want to do. And I think
Sure.
the thing that becomes the thought is, I think we're all guilty of seeing what the Kings have and assuming whatever they do going forward, they'll get wrong. And then we're comparing another team. Well, if we give them 7 draft picks, they're going to build that right.
Sure.
That's just not
You
the way
got to
this
build
works.
it right. Yeah.
So I think the Kings are in better. Like, I think even if we look at what might end up being the Final Four, let's take the Knicks as a team, for example. We reference teams that have kind of gone through this more so from the draft lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Like their core players, Towns they traded for.
Yep. Cat they traded for.
Yep. Who'd you say?
Cat.
Oh yeah, same. It's Towns.
Oh,
I was like, wait, are we saying the same person? Yeah. Bridges they traded for. Hart they traded for. Brunson they signed.
Yes.
So I mean, this isn't a team that did a rebuild in that sense. Like they just kind of made all the right moves. And I think even if you look at like the Pacers, all right, they had Turner. That's kind of the one long lasting piece, but then some draft, some trade. So I think the Kings, like if they're could somehow be in a way like those teams, and I don't know how they do it because it's really difficult to see, but not every team has done this through like tearing it down.
Somebody mentioned on the text line the Warriors. Here's my thing with the Warriors. They're still relevant. They're still competitive.
Yeah,
they still have, I wouldn't put them there at all. But as the Kings drive towards something, whether it's a rebuild, whether it's a retool, whether it's perpetual mediocrity, and or whether it's a surprise next year, they come out of nowhere. It doesn't matter. Hopefully they do it in a brand new Hoblet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram, because the employee pricing event's going on right now. That means you who does not work for Hoblet are going to get the same pricing as employees do. Plus, you'll get that extra Hoblet savings. Save up to $20,000 off MSRP on the new 2025 Jeep Wagoneer S. That's the all-electric version of that high-end, luxurious Jeep Wagoneer. Those are really, really nice cars. Up to 10% off MSRP on hard-to-find brand-new 2025 Ram 25 and 3500. See, the thing with Hoblet, they're different from big city auto mall dealers. You're not getting dealer markups, add-on surprise fees. You get the true pricing when you go to HobletDodge.com. That means the price you see is the price you pay. There's no hidden fees. There's no add-ons. You don't get up there and get all ready to go and get the checkbook out. And then they go, surprise, here's the destination fee and the car wash fee and the pulling it into the driveway fee and gas. No, what you see is what you pay. It's a big part of the reason why they're the number 1 Ram truck dealer in California, number 7 in the whole U.S. of A. J.D. Power customer first dealership since 2019. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Tell me good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. Kelly Brothers, he's good at business. He joins us next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! A ball, George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It's Thursday. We're out the door to a cool and comfortable start across the area. As we head through the afternoon, expect mainly sunny skies, light winds, temperatures warmer today with highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
It's about time they
fix that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With so many ways to warm up before golf, a group of university researchers tried to cut through the clutter. 24 low handicap players were split into groups. The first group was instructed to hit 9 shots in a row with 4 different clubs that set targets. The second group also hit 36 shots, but in a random order. Maybe 1 shot with a driver, 1 with a 7-iron, another with a wedge, and so on. Then all the golfers from both groups hit 9 test shots that simulated the kind of shots they'd hit on the course. Results found that the group who practiced with randomized shots performed better than the first group. Well, that's one study, but it's probably important to note that rather than hit a bunch of shots with 3 clubs, you might be better off hitting different clubs to different distances. You'll have practice shots to different targets with different clubs, presumably just like you'll do on the golf course. Give it a try. What do you have to lose except a few shots on your scorecard? That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head, and the total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
We're watching coverage of the PGA Championship.
No, from Quail Hollow.
From Quail Hollow. And you want to talk about a phenomenal pairing for the first 2 days. How about the number 1 and number 2 players in the world in Scottie Scheffler and Rory McIlroy, and then the number 3 player, also the defending PGA champion, Xander Schauffele. And Jason and I were just watching. Good luck on laying out the odds on this. On the 7th hole, Rory McIlroy sunk his putt for double bogey. Scottie Scheffler had about an 8-footer for double bogey, which he sunk.
Yeah.
And then Xander Schauffele sunk his 8-footer for a double bogey. The number 1, 2, and 3 players in the world were a combined 6 over on the 7th hole at Quail Hollow. That's some golf drama there, Kelly Brothers. Good morning.
Yeah, I still think that one of the streaming services should, offer up a show for these majors where before the pros tee off, they put off a scratch amateur golfer and they put off an 18 handicap.
Yes.
And let them play and keep score, just to give you a sense of, or just something like that to give the average person a sense of how incredibly difficult the greens are on these courses.
I agree with you. I think you'd have to do that though, as they were the very last group to go out. Because if you put Jason, you and I are probably right around an 18 handicap, give or take a couple. And you put me out there, and everyone and their mother, they're gonna have to get a hammock behind me because I'm taking he's out of the bunker and he crossed the green to the other bunker and just zigzagged this whole way through, and then everyone's all angry and saying stuff.
Okay. Yeah, boy, Dave is really grinding over his 5th putt on this hole. Let's see how he does.
Yeah,
let's go to commercial. When we come back, he will hit the putt. I promise you.
And I'm 100% the guy that on the golf course is going to say the thing that gets me fired, and I don't even realize it. I just like, let's put it this way.
You've had an open mic in front of you for decades. I think you'd be just fine, Carl.
Okay, can I be honest though? We're at this charity event at at Hagen yesterday, put on by our good friend Tom Morton and friends, the whole Morton family, and we're out there with other radio professionals and people, and we're basically miniature golf putting on these amazing courses they set up. There was a moment after like the third one where I went up for this putt and I just completely shanked it. And I said way too loudly.
Careful.
I will be careful here, but I'll make sure you know what I was saying. David, you F-wording A word, and just way too loud. And I didn't realize it till I said it.
It's for charity.
And then I like looked around and nobody was looking at me, but I went, okay, you got to calm down, dude. This is a putting thing for charity. I'm on the course. The amount of words I call myself. Anyways.
Mother, father.
Yeah. Mother, father. That's exactly right, Kelly. Christmas football, Kelly. It's right around the corner. It's going to be here before we know it.
You know, I give the NFL credit. Putting the big red Santa robe on the commish was a good idea. They got a lot of pictures out of that. But no, the NBA, the NFL has announced their Christmas schedule, and Adam Silver says we welcome the competition. But secretly, he's going, oh. Although I will say, last year the NBA's numbers were good relative to prior years. They averaged 5 million per game. The Warrior-Laker game got over 7 million viewers, but the NFL averaged 24 million per game.
Yeah.
So, and now they've come up with an extra game, and of course, they're featuring, their streaming services. Amazon and Netflix will be in on this one as well. But yeah, Christmas is turning into. It used to be just kind of Thanksgiving as a big NFL holiday, but now Christmas is taken over in a big way, I think. So,
Kelly, I can't remember it was exact quote. It was a few years ago, maybe several years ago now. All this time goes so fast. But Mark Cuban had said, NFL at some point is going to get, too big for it. Not too big for itself, but kind of.
What did Cuban say?
Something about a pig.
Pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered or something like that, and the NFL's getting hoggy.
Yeah, and so to the point of, look, we're going to play more games than ever overseas. We're going to put games on Friday. It's Christmas. We've already had Monday, Thursday, Saturday at the end of the year. It still seems, though, Kelly, at this point, this league is still bulletproof right now.
It is. It is, and Cuban couldn't stop the Luka trade, so what credibility does he really have? Although he did arrange for the fix for the number one pick. But anyway, and then you got, and who's trying to hone in on all this, especially with the NBA, is NBC. And if you've been listening, I mean, there's a real 90s feel to it. The last week I've just noticed because you got Round Ball Rock, the song coming back that NBC, of course, has used as their theme. And then there were so many memes. I just have the fondest memories of the intro for the Chicago Bulls back in that day. So a lot of memes where they're playing that music as the Pope comes out onto the balcony. But that was always the standard for introductions in any league where they brought out the Bulls. And but NBC will be in the game next year, and they're they think it's a big deal that Michael Jordan will be part of their coverage. Remains to be seen. I mean, greatness doesn't always translate from the floor to the broadcast booth, and probably Joe Montana was the number one example of that.
So when it came out, Michael Jordan was going to be a contributor. We talked about that, and I'm incredibly excited about what could happen because there's a non-zero chance of this, Kelly. I want to see what you think. Ahmad Rashad comes back, and he and Michael Jordan maybe 2-3 times a year do like a Manning cast style broadcast, kind of a companion broadcast, maybe on Peacock or one of the NBC station, NBC dealies. That's what you call it. Here's the thing, Kelly, this is in play. Ahmad Rashad, Michael Jordan, and a slew of guests. Nobody's turning him down. But what happens when Michael Jordan asks the Pope to join them for a segment? Is the Pope going to turn down Michael Jordan? I don't think so. That's in play.
Well, how about this? That exact scenario. But but throughout the thing, Michael Jordan is placing bets on various NBA prop bets. How about
Love that? With a big cigar hanging out.
With a big cigar, and you know, Phil Mickelson can join in. Get get the whole, you know, Gamblers Anonymous crew from sports and put them in a room. And
Bill
let them
Belichick's girlfriend just for fun. Why is she there? I don't know, but it's fine.
Everybody's there.
They're all there. Yeah. Guy
I can see
by.
it. I can see that. But I don't know. I'm not all that excited. The NBC's making a big deal about Carmelo Anthony being a part of it. I don't know. I've never felt compelled to listen to Carmelo. But you know, they're excited to get back into the NBA game. So we'll see where they go.
Kelly, how about streaming? It's more and more abundant. It's everywhere in a lot of different entities. What's the latest with ESPN and streaming?
Yeah, they've announced that they're coming out with, they're calling it ESPN. By the way, that was another thing. HBO changed the name to Max, and then they realized, well, HBO is a pretty good brand. So now they're going back to HBO. But ESPN's coming out with a streaming offering to catch up with all the cord cutters. It's not cheap. It's $30 a month to subscribe. You know, I think, and they're going to put everything on there that they do. And actually, they're offering a decent bundle where if you get Disney and Hulu for an extra $6-7.
Don't they already have this? What am I missing? Isn't this happening right now?
Well, my question,
it.
Dave, is especially if you have YouTube TV, which is what, $80 a month, and which includes all that, or includes at least ESPN. Are you really going to pick up the ESPN package? But they're looking for the pure streamer, the pure sports streamer who doesn't want anything else. And
I have it because right now, Kelly, you can see maybe on the monitor. Oh, you probably can't, but I got the PGA Championship on the monitor. I use it for Disney with my kids, Hulu commercial free. Like I will admit, I've had that bundle for a long time. And then they were like, "Hey, the bundle's coming out." I'm like, "I've owned that bundle for a year." We are almost out of time, but I'm so excited about this. This might be my favorite story of the week because I am 8 years old. Oh, I am so excited for the merger, the purchase. Dick's is buying Foot Locker for $2-something billion. Why am I excited? We'll be careful here, but the co-branded name ideas I have for Dick's and Foot Locker, I've been spending all week coming up with it, and I think there's a lot of potential here.
$2.4 billion as they're trying to corner the Nike market, and very different audiences. Dick's a little more suburban, a little more small town, and Foot Locker a little more urban. And so I mean, it's actually a good marriage, but they're trying to corner the Nike market. The funny part about that is, I mean, Nike's retail outlets do very well. If I'm Dick's, I'm thinking, well, wait, is Nike just going to do more of their own retail outlets as opposed to pushing their shoes to us? Because Nike is the number one draw at Dick's Sporting Goods, but they move in a Nike store right next to you, and you're dead to rights. So I don't know. I think it's been so long since I've been in a sporting goods store. So we'll see.
That's Amazon for me.
It's just I mean, retail guys, it's crazy when you look at, you drive past Walgreens closed, CVS, Rite Aid, every store in California closing, every one. And I'm just thinking, look at these retail spaces. Gosh, what's going to happen there? Banks closing down because people aren't using banks as much, brick and mortar. So the retail landscape is changing so quickly now, and we knew it was going to, but it feels like it's hitting all at once.
Kelly Brothers is good at business. We know that. He
Good
gives
to see
us
you guys. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Have a great weekend. It's the option.
Yeah.
Dick's, Foot Locker.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
Yeah.
We'll take a break when we come back. Oh, with all the NBA playoffs going on right now, let's take a look back at 22-23, the inaugural year of the Sacramento Kings and of the Beam team, that is, and their number 3 seed. Where were the other playoff teams around then? What road have they followed? What road have we followed? We'll get there next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. As a native Sacramentan, I can tell you, not that you need to know, that it might be nice right now, but turn the corner. Oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, summer is coming. And my friends at American Energy want to make sure you are dialed with your AC unit. So how about this half off tune-up right now? It's a special going on, just $24.50 to get your air conditioner tuned up. A free diagnostic. And oh, by the way, if you need a new AC unit, up to $3,500 in rebates on qualifying system installations. That's right. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Here's the song.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See for full details and disclaimer.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Players of all abilities will tell you that Bartley Cavanaugh Golf Course is the area's #1 course for fun. Whether you're a beginner or an accomplished player, Bartley Cavanaugh has something for you. It's a great walking course, but motorized carts are available too. The moderately sized greens and generous fairway landing areas will add to your satisfaction and smiles for the day. Near the banks of the picturesque Sacramento River, Bartley Cavanaugh's Tap House Restaurant offers tasty food, whether you play golf or not. For tee times, visit BartleyCavanaugh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is this weekend with Bailey Zimmerman. Plus Billy Currington, Nate Smith, Ernest, and more. Friday and Saturday, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo. Don't miss pop-up stores, food trucks, line dancing, and more. Country in the Park, celebrating 25 years, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Get tickets and more info at CITPFest.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Thanks to Kelly Brothers. Hey, 10 minutes away from Sam Amick. They call it the most anticipated segment of the week on the station. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. It's what they say.
Yeah.
They say it.
Yeah.
So you are you're just sort of on the way to a Final Four. If we're going by the odds, now things can change. Minnesota's got their spot. Indiana's got their spot. The Knicks are in the driver's seat big time with the combination of being up 3-2 and Jason Tatum being out. Although the Celtics are now 9-2 without Jason Tatum this year, they're undefeated in the playoffs when they don't have Jason Tatum. That's true. And you got OKC Denver tonight. That series could wrap up, or it could go to 7 back in OKC. Assuming the odds stay where they're at. I was looking at this last night. I found this kind of interesting. In the inaugural Beam Team year of 22 and 23, the Sacramento Kings, you may remember, were the 3 seed. I believe they were 48 and 34. That was 1 game better than the Knicks.
Okay.
6 games better than Minnesota. 8 games better than Oklahoma City. And 13 games better than the Indiana Pacers. Now, what I found even more interesting is the Kings are also the 9th oldest team in the NBA, and they are older than all 4 of the previously mentioned teams.
Okay.
And some may say, Dave. Hey, Dave. Why do you keep bringing this up? Why? We know the Kings are bad. Why do you keep beating a dead horse? Why are you doing this? Why? I tune into the show to hear Jason Ross, not your dumbass being negative and because this is how I feel. I feel like this organization historically doesn't know how to run a basketball team. And I say that with love. But the numbers, I asked whatchamacallit? I asked one of the AIs. I honestly, because I was wondering, I said, what current owner has the worst winning percentage? It's Vivek Ranadive.
Okay.
And the only other one with him is Tom Gores of the Pistons. I'd rather be the Pistons right now. So what I just want fans to be prepared for, and again, from my point of view, is that if this team, in my opinion, tries to retool, tries to add a piece or two, you might get in the play-in. You might get in. Maybe you win the play-in, you get in the playoffs. But I would stake everything that we will be sitting here 2, 3, 4 years from now while we watch San Antonio, Dallas, Oklahoma City, some of those teams behind us, some of them ahead of us, just their time is here. You know it's Minnesota, it's Oklahoma City, Dallas is in there now. You got San Antonio on deck, and a few others that if we try to retool, we're just going to be stuck in NBA purgatory. And I want to set that up in advance because I want to be able to pull the receipts because I want them to be accountable. If Scott Perry and friends are coming in here thinking we're just a piece or two away. What is your goal? Is your goal to win a championship? That should be every single team's goal. Your goal should not be first round and, hey, let's stay in the playoffs. Your goal should not be we want to be competitive. Your goal should be we're either contending, in my opinion.
Right.
Your goal should be we're contending for a championship. Like right now we're contending, or we are on pace to contend for a championship. In my opinion, this team next year does not fill either of those blanks.
I would agree with that.
And there's no chance of it. There's literally, we can sit here right now on May 15th and the season hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
And say there's literally no chance.
But I believe in what you're saying. I believe yes, that is, I think, true. I think that's an opinion, but I think it's true.
Sure.
I can't really even make that argument that, if this went right, like I just don't see it. But is the assumption that if you tear it down, whatever that says to you or to someone, that you're closer to that? I know you're not. You might go backwards before you go forwards.
That's right.
But what would lead you to believe, like right now, where they're constructed, you don't think they can put it together to become a champion with their kind of makeup of a roster?
Mm-hmm.
But if it was stripped down, why would you believe that this organization would be able to do that the right way?
Well, let me back up so I can answer your question because I think it's a super fair question. Do you agree that this team is constructed cannot win a championship?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree that this team adding a piece, working around the edges cannot win a championship?
Most likely, yes.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
I'm going to use an analogy I used yesterday because this is how I feel about keeping this team or building around and a rebuild. Okay. Fork in the road, 2 caves. The cave on the right is this team right now. We're on one of them little train things like in Indiana Jones. Okay. We go down into that cave and it drops 1,000 feet into jagged rocks and we're going to die. We know that the right fork is certain death. It's certain. There's no room for error. We're going to die. Left fork. It's like a blazing fire, but we're going 35 miles an hour and we can duck down into the little mine cart we're in. Could we still die? Yeah, but we have a chance. We have a fighting chance, whether it's a coin flip or it's 40-60.
Yeah.
We have a chance going, in my opinion, stripping this thing down. They're a top 10 oldest team in the league with a top 5 worst contract in the league. Stripping it down at least gives us the opportunity.
I'm going to give you one real quick example
Sure.
of one that happened this last year.
Yeah.
I think 98% of the world would have said the Warriors are done.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.
Added one player that most people didn't want.
Yes.
Changed the complete complexion.
100%.
I would, even when they added Jimmy Butler,
100%.
I'm not sure what you're doing. I don't think this is going to help. And then, oh my gosh.
100%.
Now, I wouldn't have predicted that.
I wouldn't have either.
So you just don't know.
But I would say that comparing the Warriors organization and their players to this organization is comparing apples to a virus.
Yeah, but it wasn't at the time. The Kings were ahead of them.
They've won.
We buried them last year when the Kings beat them.
Nope, that's true. That's true. But 4 championships.
No, that's true.
But old.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. It's an interesting conversation. When we come back, Sam Amick, and amongst the questions we'll ask him, I don't know if he'll know the answer or not, but why did the Kings meet with the player that's projected to go into the top 10 in the draft? Are they up to something? We'll also get into the NBA playoffs and so much more next.
Malik Monk plays
Started
here.
left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Memorial Day celebration comes early at Elk Grove Honda. See, test drive, and purchase your brand new Elk Grove Honda at attractive prices right now. Visit Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. We have the right Honda at the right price.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Memorial Day is the unofficial beginning of summer and a time to reflect on the blessings we enjoy living in this country. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At Naturewood's Memorial Day sale, you choose the offer. It's like 2 sales in one. Take 10% off regular prices or get 24 months of no-interest financing with payments on approved credit. Then you can choose from living rooms, sofas, sectionals, dining rooms, bedrooms, home offices, and so much more. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, you can shop and save big on the best selection of quality furniture, including Sacramento's largest selection of furniture made in the USA. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for that water wheel.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Louis C.K. in an all-new show, Ridiculous 2025 Tour.
When I was younger, you had to go in the bank. Remember that? You had to go inside the bank. Now you look in the bank, you're like, what are those people doing in there? Are they cleaning? The money's out here.
Friday and Saturday, June 13th and 14th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Louis C.K. live on stage.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone.
I'm actually just looking at Missoula's comments right now. It's good for the Celtics that they obviously survive without him, and Luke Cornett, played like Wilt Chamberlain, but not great, terrible timing, and a little concerning just given the nature of it for sure.
In their perspective, and just wondering in your circles, Sam, of all the people you end up getting to talk to, what do you think the impact for the Celtics will be on this Tatum injury? Because, he is going to be out for an extended period of time. This was a team that had a championship window that was still open, but what kind of impact do you think that will have on them and the league?
So even if the Achilles is fully intact and he's Jason Tatum, full health, they had a tricky summer ahead of them already because, and then shameless plug of the week, John Hollinger at our place had a really good story the other day talking about the Celtics and the Cavs and teams like them where it's like, you guys know, like the second apron ramifications are just incredible. And the championship windows all of a sudden are pretty small. They close pretty quickly. And so money wise, this, payroll and this roster is headed towards some kind of a breakup. It's not a rebuild breakup, but it is a, goodbye Holiday, goodbye Derek White, like one of those type of guys, goodbye Porzingis. The Tatum thing, I don't know. They have new ownership and now it calls into question what strategy do they want to go with? Because, he's your guy. He's signed through 2029. he's not going anywhere. But, your level of competitiveness is impacted, even though it didn't look like it last night. Obviously, that was a great game for them. But it's just, it's devastating. And then you have, the Tatum individual part of it, which is just very unfortunate. They had a real chance to, and they technically still do, but like for him to be a back-to-back champion. So it's just terrible. I mean, and, the optics of, or just the visuals of him going through what he went through the other night. That was hard to watch.
So the Celtics are going to have a perhaps interesting summer, or actually they might even have a boring summer, though, with Tatum being injured. That might preclude them from doing a bunch of stuff. Milwaukee's going to have themselves an interesting summer. Sam, you've been through this before. We've heard Giannis rumors before, and then he always ends up staying, re-upping, doing whatever. Is this different?
Not yet. It's funny because with all due respect to my friend and former colleague at The Athletic, Shams Charania, ESPN had kind of framed the latest Giannis story as, for the first time, Giannis was open-minded about leaving the Bucks. And I just, I definitely don't agree with that characterization. Every single time he's had a Supermax extension on the table, or that discussion to have, he's made it, he's kind of made the Bucks work for it, whether it's just delaying the choice or, actually signaling that he wants them to make roster changes. And then they have the Damian Lillard trade, Drew Holiday before that. So the thing now is that he's older, the struggles are greater. You're talking 3 first-round bow outs, 2 in a row to the Pacers, getting swept. It's a tough look. And then you have the Damian Lillard Achilles injury that really complicates things, because as if it was not bad enough already that they just hadn't been as good together as hoped, at least collectively. Now, like I've written multiple times, like they were going to talk to Dame about possibly trading him, and it was a mutual thing. He was potentially looking elsewhere. But, that could have been a means to shaking up the roster one last time, maybe adding some depth. He's still an all-star who's giving you 25 and 6, whatever it is. But now he's a guy who can't play basketball. So that's pretty devastating for everybody.
I know they could have gotten or could get whatever they want really for Giannis, but is now the time? Does it make sense though, Sam, for them to explore that based on, look, Dallas has the number 1 pick now on the lottery. I don't know if they're going to move that, but you've got Houston that would show some interest. I'm sure San Antonio has potential interest. OKC could have the means. I feel like they could get a haul. Do you think that Milwaukee will pursue?
Yeah, Jay, I caught most of that as I was jumping over to video here. Sorry, can you give me the clip notes real quick on that question?
Yeah. Does it make more sense though now? I know Giannis maybe has always kind of stuck around with him, but Milwaukee to transition to this with, I think, 3 or 4 real potential suitors that could give Milwaukee kind of a fresh start and certainly help Giannis go to a more competitive team, I guess.
Yes, but I continue to get reminded, man, my close-up shot is a lot here.
Love it. It's you.
Am I doing that or is that on your end?
No, that's on our end, Sam. We want to see your face.
Yeah, we love it.
I haven't even brushed the teeth yet, my Lord. So I keep getting reminded that, like I'm stating the obvious, but I think Bucks fans would like us to state the obvious. He is like, Lou Alcindor famously played for their team, won a championship, went to the Lakers. Other than that, and Giannis has been there longer, he is the best basketball player the city has ever had. And they do not take the topic of him departing lightly. And there is a school of thought from the Bucks, and our beat writer Eric Name did a nice job writing this the other day, that like, okay, before saying, oh, look at the shiny offer from the Spurs or the Rockets or the Knicks or the Nets, although that, the Nets are certainly looking at it. Every team across the league, even the Mavs, like, oh, you want to give us Cooper Flag, which is not going to happen. The Bucks would rather, if Giannis was up for it, do what we'll call a gap year, which is like, let's all agree we're not going to title contend. this year. But, Kobe had times during his Lakers career where there were little respites in between contention. Steph did as well. Where you're going to be an MVP caliber player, you're going to get individual accolades, and people are going to see your greatness on a nightly basis. And then you got to give us a little bit of time here to figure this out, because they are just so handcuffed right now. It's not going to happen this summer. So that's the calculus. But Giannis is the one who is in charge, is talking to people right now, trying to get various opinions of how people see the situation. Historically, what will happen next is he and his agent, Alex Saratzis, and also his European agent, will sit down with John Horst, the Bucks GM, and hear John's vision for what he wants to do. And if the vision makes him happy, then all the noise goes away. And if it doesn't, he doesn't even necessarily ask out at that point. It might be another meeting when it says, no, that doesn't sound good. Let's come up with another plan. So I think it's going to be a drawn out process, to be honest.
Sam Amick joining us. There is no question the weirdest story of the year is in Texas. Nico Harrison, you want to talk about a roller coaster, goes from fired Nico chants, which those might still exist, for making one of the most inexplicable trades in modern NBA history, many say, to getting not just the number one pick in the draft with a 3% chance, but it's one of those drafts where they say a generational talent is there in Cooper Flagg, a two-way guy. Now, all of a sudden, you're looking at Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flagg, and friends. I think a lot of people would say that's a better team than the one that had Luka, mainly for defensive purposes. But my goodness gracious, what a roller coaster this year for both Nico, the Mavs, and Mavs fans.
Indeed. Craziness. I'm sure you guys hit this topic the other day, and I know I'll sound like an NBA spokesman or propaganda guy, but like the conspiracy theory talk, like just do some homework and look at the extensive reporting, very transparent reporting that is done every single year on the process. And even one of our guys had a great piece last year talking. He actually interviewed magicians and, kind of Houdini types to combine the details of the process with a person like that's perspective on, with your skills, is there any way you could pull this off? And it was like, no, there's nothing you can do with this. So, it is insane that is legitimately how this landed. Nico and his reaction, the cameras catch him, and Michael Finley sitting next to him. He jumps out of his chair. He's ecstatic. I know sports fans we all don't slow down often enough to think about the human side of things. Like Nico, his family there's been a lot happening there. Like the fans have been all over him. So in that sense, I'm happy for him, but it's crazy because Kyrie's going to take a while to get back. But if you talk about that roster at full health, and let's say Kyrie got back in January, February, something like that, and had a ramp up, or even the following year, that's a damn good team. And it gives Cooper a chance to obviously kind of find his way in an environment where it's not like DeMarcus Cousins, a la whatever year he came into the league, where you got to carry a franchise right out the gate. So often that's the rookie experience that is kind of, just not the healthiest route. So, Mavs fans, I think Rick Welts, their team president, very happy guy because he's in charge of season ticket holders and all the money that they were bleeding. So I think some of that is going to come back now.
I'm wondering if there's any league-wide pushback, Sam, because, it was great drama, incredible theater to see. Is it going to be the Spurs? Is it going to be the Mavs? But, another year where the team with the worst record doesn't win, and the league has done its best to avoid tanking, to add the play-in, to, hurt the odds of the worst record teams. But, the 2 or 3 of the worst records didn't benefit at all. Any pushback from anybody around the league about the way the system is set up?
Yeah, I think there's the sense that, it's working too well, if that makes sense. Because it didn't cut out all the tanking, but the tanking has improved quite a bit. There still was a fair amount of kind of unabashed tanking. And the Sixers are kind of the only team that benefited from it. in this situation where they kind of soft tanked, or, not soft, but at the end, they end up holding onto their pick. The Jazz, the Wizards are looking at it like, they are teams in desperate need of talent, and they didn't get it in this draft. I think Adam Silver is probably mostly happy. I think there's going to be discussion from GMs about, could we maybe taper off the flattening of the odds, from 14%, being the maximum, up to, I forget where it was at before, 28, 25, maybe somewhere in the middle. But I don't know. Personally, it's, and I know I've never been in that GM spot, but I don't have a ton of sympathy for it. It's like, well, this is why they did it. You're supposed to just compete and play the games, and then just see where the balls fall in the lottery. And, we do now have this trend of pretty competitive teams getting pretty damn good picks.
I want to go back to the conspiracy thing, because, by the way, I 100% agree with you. There's, I don't need to agree with you. I think it's fact. There's just no way that's happening. And like you said, do the homework and just read many articles, whether it's Ernst & Young or the fact that each team has a representative back there. I would just ask this, though. I feel like some of this with the NBA, is it self-inflicted, Sam? Why, I don't know, why not just televise it? Why not just televise the whole process? Or even if that means you've got to streamline it to make it more televisable, why not just televise the whole thing?
No, that's fair. I mean, it's crazy that the people in the room have like an hour where they know what happened, and the rest of the world doesn't,
It's like a conclave.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. The white smoke for Cooper Flag.
The Duke Blue. So yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. I mean, they're pretty transparent about it. I'm not a TV expert. I don't know.
Have you been in there, Sam? I'm sorry. Have you been in there as one of the reporters before?
No, it's admittedly one of the funny, self-induced kind of parts of my fun NBA run. I've literally never even been to the draft. Every time this year, this is just my own stamina. Every time this time of year comes around, it's always been playoff heavy, and it's like there's no way I'm juggling a trip to New York on top of this. But I might change it next year. I'm having a little FOMO. The more the years go by, I'd like to see it. But a lot of my friends and colleagues have been in the room. Again, our Mike Vorkanoff at our place wrote a really fun piece from inside the room the other day, and including the Mavs assistant GM, Matt Riccardi. This is, as dads, we can appreciate this. He had a little folder with him that day with all the info about the odds and the probabilities and everything that was going to possibly go into their chances for Dallas. And he had a little sticker of an owl that was closing his folder, and it was his 1.5-year-old son had, quote unquote, got it for him as a good luck charm because Matt's buddies growing up called him the owl for whatever reason. So it was it's like this, like it is this room where all these grown people just lean all the way into whatever superstitious sensibilities they have, and everybody's bringing lucky charms, and everybody's just crossing their fingers, and the Mavs won it. But to your, as far as the conspiracy side, yeah, I mean, televising it would help. You mentioned Ernst & Young, like that company would be debilitated if it ever got out that they were part of a sham.
Yeah, right.
And it would be a felony. You would be legitimately, so
David Stern said that once. He said, it's so funny. Anytime, maybe it was to Jim Rome. I forget who he said it to, but he said, do people realize when they bring this up, they're accusing me of multiple felonies and racketeering? Right. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm making it up for the team.
Well,
like,
here's my pet peeve too. I've actually been meaning to get this off my chest. This is the perfect forum. Who needs to stop talking like this is the guy who was in the discussion for greatest player of all time. Like, LeBron has on podcasts publicly talked about how when he went to Cleveland that it was obviously rigged because there's no way you're putting me back in my hometown. And he had like 2 or 3 different examples, and it's like, my God, LeBron.
Yeah, Derrick Rose to Chicago, Ewing to New York, him to, I remember this. Yeah, I saw it. It's crazy.
So that is not helping.
Yeah. We're talking with Sam Amick from The Athletic, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Sam, Warriors eliminated last night, understandably, losing Steph. did them in. They didn't really get playoff Jimmy the last couple of games, but they are kind of cap tied too with Steph and Jimmy and Draymond going forward. What's next for the Warriors? Just another run at it? What do you think?
I don't know. It's funny. When they beat the Rockets and I was in Houston for Game 7, I, somewhat definitively wrote my opinion that victory, made the Jimmy Butler trade a success, that it was meaningful basketball. That's all Steph Curry wanted. He got that. And I still believe that, but you very quickly pivot and go, oh boy, like now you have 2 more full years of Jimmy at $120 million combined, 60 apiece. You have Steph and Draymond not getting younger, Jimmy not getting younger. You have the Kuminga situation this summer where I think he'll head elsewhere, but we'll see what happens there. It's just the question of how competitive they're going to be next year is front and center. Now they do have, the Podziemskis and the Moody's, the Trace Jackson Davis, like those guys will get better. I don't have their cap sheet in front of me and forget free agency wise what they're dealing with, but beyond Kuminga, but they're going to be a team that is fighting to get in the playoffs and fighting to maybe get home court. I do wonder, this is just me talking for now, I haven't looked into this, but I wrote the other day when we had a Giannis piece about the Giannis thing has always floated out there when it comes to the Warriors. And I had shared a little detail that could be nothing, could be something about how at All-Star weekend, Giannis was the only non-Warriors player who was hanging out at Steph's All-Star party. And it was, if I'm being honest, it was something else to be in the room and see all these Warriors people with their jaws on the floor going, oh my God, there he is, and it was right next to Chase Center. So you do, whether it's Giannis or anybody else, you wonder if Joe Lacob, doesn't at least have a few conversations this summer about, do we need to swing even bigger? I don't know if they would ever think about coming off Jimmy and looking at his market so quickly, probably not. But Joe is ultra competitive, and they're going to be continuing to kind of chase Father Time here, or keep ahead of Father Time when it comes to Steph and his the end of his career here.
Last thing for you, just got to ask. I mean, not much going on with the Kings right now. You have a chance to sit down with Scott Perry yet? Is that on the radar? Just kind of looking ahead to the summer.
Yeah, we're supposed to chat soon. But I saw his press conference a while back. Was in touch with BJ Armstrong a little bit, the new assistant GM. I mean, we'll see. The Mike Woodson thing became official, and yeah, I mean, not a ton there. I certainly saw Jake Fisher of Substack reported the stuff that had already kind of been out there about DeMar DeRozan's future being somewhat in question. I think for sure that's on point. I mean, in general, it feels like, and I don't know how Scott sees the roster right now, but it does feel like everybody agreed they need a point guard. And then ironically, everybody kind of agrees that the ball is in too many people's hands, that it's Zach and DeMar and Demonis and Malik. So it had felt like one's got to go, and DeMar wants to be in a pretty competitive situation, and we'll see what happens there. But, that's all I got for now, buddy.
Well, as always, like to end the Sam Amick Show, brought to you by Jiffy Lube, with a piece of fan mail, this time from the text line. Let's go to Homer James on the text line, Sam, who says, and I'll quote this here, you guys
are annoyed.
Oh, no. This is a good one. No, this is somebody who, I wouldn't do that. You guys are both shells for the NBA. The reason the drafting is rigged is because shells like you come out and defend it, so afraid to lose your job. So, as a fellow shell, I would just like to say, Sam, that my general rule is if you're struggling with how to spell shill, you probably shouldn't be critically thinking.
I was very confused by shell.
You're a shell, Sam. Stop being a shell, you shell.
At least I'm not a homer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, well
Homer's calling you a shell.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a great weekend. Love to the family. We'll talk to you soon. And thank you as always.
All right, y'all. Be good.
Shell. Sam Amick. Close up and personal with you.
Yeah.
That's going to make for good videos for the YouTubes. We'll take a break. When we come back. Schedule release. That's right. The 49ers and their schedule. What sticks out to you? Let's predict their record. Let's
17-0.
do a little highlights from every game and pick our Super Bowl winner. Or we'll just look at the schedule. We'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Get ready for a summer of music, comedy, and thrills with the Sacktown Sports Live events calendar. Kick it off with punk legends The Damned at Ace of Spades May 31st. Then laugh it up with comedian Kathleen Madigan at Hard Rock Live Sacramento June 7th. Country fans, mark your calendars. Whitey Morgan and the 78s roll into town June 19th, followed by jam-packed June 21st. Tainted Love is at Ace of Spades. Lee Bryce and Walker Hayes are at Ironstone Amphitheater, and Penn and Teller are at Thunder Valley. Then it's 3 days of music and wine at the Country Summer Music Festival, June 27th through the 29th at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. Don't miss the tradition and thrills of the Folsom Pro Rodeo, July 3rd through 5th, followed by country superstar Cody Johnson at Golden One Center, July 18th. August brings legends. Catch Rick Springfield August 1st and Parker McCollum at the Ironstone Amphitheater June 16th. Grab your tickets now and don't miss a beat. Only with Sacktown Sports.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. Try the TrackMan experience, the very best technology to fit your metalwoods and irons. The new cutting-edge putter fitting studio with its $30,000 worth of technology is ready for your fitting. Hagen Oaks will help you find the best putter for your game. Hagen Oaks offers more technology, more choices, and more service. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531, 808-2531 for more.
The hot weather is coming. Is your HVAC system ready for it? Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating make sure it is. Get to Lee'sAirPlumbingandHeating.com. Check out their $99 HVAC tune-up special. And let me tell you why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is the way to go. They took care of me when our heater collapsed over the winter, and Lee's set us up with a great new HVAC system that is providing comfort, value, and quality. Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating take care of you. License number 635355.
The Sacramento River Cats are turning up the fun for the second half of 2025. Fan favorites like Star Wars Night, Harry Potter Night, and 916 Night are back. Plus all new hits like Christmas in July, Camp River Cats Night, and Nickelodeon Night. And don't miss your Cats repping the Dorados de Sacramento in a full slate of themed games. Grab your tickets and join the party at Sutter Health Park. Sacramento River Cats baseball tickets are available now at rivercats.com.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is this weekend with Bailey Zimmerman. Plus Billy Currington, Nate Smith, Ernest, and more. Friday and Saturday, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo. Don't miss pop-up stores, food trucks, line dancing, and more. Country in the Park, celebrating 25 years, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Get tickets and more info at CITPFest.com.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, so just hear me out here, though.
Okay.
I know there's a flaw. I know there's a fatal flaw in this. I just don't know if we could overcome it. So you take the teams that are in the lottery and you have a tournament that goes with the playoffs. Who's not going to watch more basketball? And you do reverse seeding. So whoever is, 14 teams in the lottery?
Yeah.
Best records, the 1 seed, second best, the 2 seed, tiebreakers, whatever. You either go round robin group stage style just to mix it up because they want to be all international. Or you just go, regular playoff style. Maybe you go March Madness style, just one-offs. And the winner of the tournament gets the 1 pick. You have a third place game, and then everything else reverts to record. I'm trying to think of ways to fix the lottery, to fix tanking, or at least help tanking,
which they've done.
Which they've
What about? I was just saying this to Chris in the break. I mean, the major premise of it is to help alleviate tanking, I think.
Yes.
Right? Why do we have even percentages then? Wouldn't it eliminate tanking? Not eliminate, but if the 14 teams, if there were literally 14 ping pong balls and they picked the order,
and there was literally no,
they can go from 1 to 14 or 14 to 1, or you say like now you pick in the top 4 spots and then it's record, or top 3 spots that could agree on a. Because
I was going to say
then there's your theater, there's your draft lottery. You literally have ping pong. There's 14 ping pong balls. The 14 teams' logos are on there. Here's with the first pick, you see it. There's no questioning, and then 1, 2, 3, or let's say 4 as they do now, and then it's worst record from then on.
I think devil's advocate, and again, there's a flaw in all of this. No matter what we bring up, is going to be okay. But team 15 and team 14, as the season ends. If am I going for a play-in, or do I want a 1 in 14 shot at the number 1 pick? I don't know. In other words, is there going to be that level of tanking up above, or are you going to be tanking to get into that top, or should I say bottom 4?
Yeah.
The fatal flaw. Well, let me ask you this. Let me go back to what I said, because I just want to see if our brains land correctly, or if I'm overstating this. A tournament of non-playoff teams to determine the 1, 2, and 3, and then records all the way down. Is there a fatal flaw that you can think of at the start that is obvious to you guys at all?
A couple.
Okay, give me one.
Injury.
Okay, yes.
Back to the let's use the Kings because that's an example.
Yeah.
Who Cooper Flag is likely a 4. So Keegan Murray is trying to win so they could maybe get Cooper Flag, who will likely take his position.
That's what I think the fatal
Even though
flaw.
that's still the lottery anyway.
But that's what I think the fatal flaw is that you're asking
current players
to play hard instead of going to Cancun to possibly find their own replacement.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Everyone. I mean, you talk to every NBA player. They're like, "I'm here to win a championship.
That's right.
My goal is to win a championship."
But
now you're telling them that their goal is for this something.
Yeah, we're in the ring culture. I mean, like, look, I don't think the Cup did as well year 2 as it did in year 1. It's not the NBA championship. Do you remember who won this year?
No.
The point
The
is,
Bucks.
you had to think. But
Was it the Bucks?
Yeah, it was.
Hey,
Hey.
but I'm Mr. NBA Cup.
Yeah. But so the Bucks won the Cup. What did that mean?
What do you think Cooper Flag is worth to the Dallas Mavericks? And I know this is super objective or subjective, but like if I were to say to you, Cooper Flag is worth $50 million, would the Mavericks as a franchise pay $50 million for the number 1 pick?
Yeah.
I think they would too. I actually think it'd be higher.
Yeah, I do too.
So what if it was
But it's year by year. Last year, was it Ricochet?
Yeah,
it?
yeah, right.
But I don't know that anybody
right.
knew that on lottery night.
I just wonder if you did something like 50, 25, 12, I don't know, where you were literally, if you won the tournament, those players was all split $50 million, which is like a legitimate amount of money for them. It's something they're going to.
Well, then that's more than the NBA Cup.
It is more than the NBA Cup, but it's also more meaningful than the NBA Cup. And now they have 2 different types of cups. You have the NBA Cup and the toilet bowl. But I don't know.
Well, here's another flaw, just because.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Philadelphia this year. Let's take them for example. Or Atlanta, whoever. Like Philadelphia's pick needed to be in the top 6 to keep it. Otherwise, it's going to OKC. I mean, you could argue they're trying to play for it. Or there's other years where, hey, OKC actually has Utah's pick. Well, they're in the playoffs. How do they play in this other thing? When they have a lottery pick. Houston had Phoenix's lottery pick. Is Phoenix going to go, well, I'm going to lose on purpose? You know, there's too many draft pick machinations that I don't think you can.
Also, is this going on during the playoffs?
Yeah, who's watching that?
I am.
Are you?
I
am. The Hawks were playing for the Kings this year. What's their?
Well, now
is there more benefit?
Well, now we get into a deeper conversation, which is should bad teams have the right to trade their picks?
Yeah, but now we're going. Okay, in 2031. Our belief is the Spurs will be good. That's our belief today. And we don't know the Kings, but probably what they've been. I don't know. And then we get to 2031. You're like, oh my gosh, the league. I mean, it's so different from now. And
but what if
the Kings have just won their 3rd championship?
But what if Adam Silver came out tomorrow and said, you know, the furthest out we go is 2031? I don't know, whatever the year is for encumbered picks.
All because of this thing.
And no, at that point they go, starting in 2032, we're eliminating the ability to trade your picks or pick swaps. No longer will a team be able to use a pick or a pick swap as currency. Your pick is your pick.
And what's the benefit of that?
The benefit is to prevent stupid teams like the Kings from trading pick swaps and picks and getting screwed in the end and not being able to rebuild because they already had the Stepien rule. They already went halfway there. What I'm just asking philosophically.
No team would sign up for that.
No?
I don't think.
No. Look, you might be right.
You would have to change how you trade players.
Yeah.
You still trade players?
No, you could trade players, but one of the things like, okay, I'm going to take this player with a huge contract, but I'm getting a pick out of it.
That's right. You eliminate that. You do.
Well, then you're not getting those trades.
How do you get Giannis?
Well,
how do you get Luka? How do you get?
But in that sense, you don't. In that sense, you're giving on one hand, you're giving the homegrown teams the ability to hold on to their players perhaps a little bit easier, number one. Number two, if you sign that player to that contract and you're screwed with that contract, you're probably going to think twice about A, acquiring a player like that, or B, signing that player to that contract in the first place. Now, the Players Association will never go for this because it would drive salaries down. But if I'm being honest, I don't know that a team like the Sacramento Kings or the Charlotte Hornets or the Phoenix Suns can be trusted to trade their future picks. because history tells you they shouldn't be trusted.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's also on the spot. I can't remember right now at the moment what the thought was when the Clippers got Paul George for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and a bunch of picks. Was that thought of as a fleecing by the Clippers? I don't remember. I don't know. Now it seems completely the opposite. But, things change. Opinions change. Players change.
I know we got to get to the schedule. I don't know if this is the same guy that called us shells.
I hope so.
But I'll just address this because he's upset about it. And I know that other people think this. Like, guys, the lottery's not rigged. And if the lottery was rigged, we'd be the first people to scream about it. We're in Sacramento. We've gotten one pick, top pick ever, and it was Purvis Ellison in 86. Like, we'd be the first person to talk about it. We don't work for the NBA. I don't care. It's not rigged. And the guys, one of the guys' arguments is the Kings were in the lottery like 15 years straight and got one top 3 pick and never got the first pick. It's BS. Well, I agree with that. It sucks. It's also bad luck because now I need you to explain to me why the NBA would rig it for a generational Hall of Famer in David Robinson, followed by a generational Hall of Famer in Tim Duncan, followed by a generational Hall of Famer in Victor Wembanyama. Why would they put them in San Antonio, which is a smaller market? Why would they have LeBron James go to Cleveland, which is a very close to Sacramento market, but if you go by TV and demo, it's a smaller market. Cleveland's a smaller market than Sacramento. Why would you rig it for that? Everybody, if you're rigging it, everything's going to New York, LA, Chicago, Miami.
And by the way, the Kings have moved up 3 times.
Yes, they have.
Keegan 4th.
Yep.
Fox was technically 3. Right. Big swap dropped to 5. And then Marvin.
And Marvin, that 3 times in the last 8 years.
That bad.
No, that's actually moving up 3 times in 8 years is really, really good.
Yeah.
They screwed one of them up royally with Marvin Bagley. Also, here's the other thing. If you rigged the NBA draft, please understand, and then we'll move on here. The NBA and Adam Silver work. The NBA teams are franchises. The commissioner's office is employed and paid by the NBA teams. Adam Silver, by rule and definition, works for the NBA teams. They are the ones that decide whether or not his contract is, et cetera, et cetera. Just please think about this. All of these owners are big, egotistical billionaires that all base a lot of their self-worth and ego on how well their basketball team does. If it ever came out that anything was rigged at any level and they have exposure to things we could never dream of when it comes to transparency and they found that out, the amount of not only multi-billion-dollar lawsuits you'd find, Adam Silver and whomever would not only lose their jobs, they would literally be thrown in jail with felonies. Like, there are conspiracy theories that are real.
Right.
I know it's fun to think about. I know from a Kings fan's point of view, we as human beings need to have answers that make sense to us. I get the psychology. I'm telling you, there's no logic to it. It's way transparent with team representatives behind the scenes. There's way too many people that have no motivation to do it. And ultimately, that many people can't keep a secret. Never, ever, ever happens. Not at that level. Not at that level. They're not military. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we'll go streaking. We got to get to the schedule release at some point. I'll stop flapping my gums. We'll get there next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. Introducing all new high-limit slots, showcasing over 260 exciting slots, impeccable service, premium amenities, and action that's unmatched.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton and Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New Trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See full details and disclaimer.
The cards are lining up with Sky River Casino's $130,000 weekly Baccarat tournament. Every Thursday, now through June 26th, is your chance to share in $10,000 in prizes with a guaranteed weekly winner taking home $5,000 in prizes. Feeling lucky? Your first hand is on us. Visit skyriver.com for complete details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older.
At SMUD, we power local business with incentives on clean energy equipment, tools to manage electricity usage and save money, tailored solutions from dedicated strategic account advisors, and 50% lower rates than neighboring utilities, all while doing more for the planet with clean energy solutions, savings, reliability, personalized service, clean energy, helping local businesses thrive. That's our clean power promise. Learn more at smud.org.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Get it? With the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
The Athletics.
Huh?
Even with their loss yesterday, they've got a record of 14-8 on the road, which is the best record on the road in Major League Baseball.
What? I'm telling you, somewhere there is a Stephen A. Smith style segment you could do in Sacramento if you just wanted to. If your whole thing was, my family's been taken hostage and I need clicks, there is a great Stephen A. style segment. Is Sacramento the worst home advantage in sports? And take the last 10 years of the Sacramento Kings home versus road splits, which are amongst the lowest in the NBA. Like the Kings, if you take every team in the NBA and you compare how many wins do they have at home versus how many wins they have on the road, the ratio, the Kings are like bottom 3 over the last 10 years. And then you combine that now with the fact, what was the stat again about the A's, Chris?
14-8 on the road.
as opposed to.
So you're wondering who's not?
Yeah, who's not?
The Athletics.
Oh.
At home, they have a record of 8-13, which is the worst in the American League and second to worst in Major League Baseball.
Is Sacramento the worst home? Does Sacramento have the biggest home disadvantage in sports? Is it the fans, the weather? Is it the stadium, arena / park, whatever? What is it with Sacramento fans? Do we need to do better? I mean, I honestly don't have a name. I don't have a reason, but it is weird.
I think we are so annoying. Teams come in here and just want to shut us up.
Want to shut us up because we're so awesome?
That could be.
Annoying. Like, I honestly, there's got to be something there. There's got to be a reason. It can't be a coincidence, right? It's a pretty consistent statistical, mathematical line with the Kings. And there's got to be, like last year, the Kings won 20 games at home and 20 games on the road. The year before, the Kings won 24 games at home and 22 on the road. The year before, the Beam Team year, they won 23 games at home. They won 25 on the road.
It's not always been the case.
No, it hasn't. It used to be, dude.
So what I propose is,
oh, is it millennials or Gen Z or something? Please say it is.
Do we rebuild Arco Arena?
Aha!
It's about time.
Have we? Was our home court advantage always having construction worker looking, big poofy mustache guy wearing the plaid flannel shirt, sitting in row 3, banging his cowbell and holding up his "We Bad" sign? That's a real sign they used to hold up at Arco Arena. Was that it? And now we've got Foofy Von Fooferton and the little Foofertons wearing their business collared shirt underneath their schmedium jersey with their glass of wine and spending the end of the second and the entire third quarter in the Lexus Lounge while the upper deck is like, "Let's go Kings," but you can't hear them.
Daddy, I want a Lexus, Daddy.
Daddy, I want to go to the Lexus Lounge. They have sushi in there. It's so good. I don't want to go back out there. I can watch it on TV. Yeah, I think we found it.
That's what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening. Sacramento fan, too spoiled. Lower all the ticket prices. Send the Richies up to the upper deck. Let's see how that turns around. Do you want to sit close to the action or do you want to win the game? All right, let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking. Well, remind everybody, we pick a player a day. If they get a hit, that's a streak. Then you can't pick that player again.
That's right.
And we are on an impressive run here. Dave is at 0. I'm at 0. Chris is at 0. Okay. Dave, you took Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. got it 3 times. Bobby Witt Jr. got 1 hit.
Let's go. Here
Dave
we go. Starting something big.
The whole show is going to be on fire.
Starting something good.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
And I took from the hot and not Athletics, Jacob Wilson. Every time I picked him, he's a crusher. He got up 4 times yesterday, and he got 0 hits.
No.
My streak's not over.
It's over. You didn't have a streak. You're a clover. It rhymes. I don't know.
Chris was at 0, but he took Jackson Holiday the day before, and they didn't play. So Chris took Jackson Holiday yesterday. Chris, what do we know?
Is there controversy? Hold on. Jason Ross, Bonneville Radio in the back.
The judges.
Yeah.
In the fine print.
Dude, I'm looking at his box score. He went 1 for 5.
You said the judges. Yes. So Aaron and other people. Mike.
Aaron and Mike.
Yeah. And Reinhold, Judy, Wapner.
Yep. Have all gotten involved in this.
Uh-huh.
And the facts that Chris has just recited Jackson Holiday did get up 5 times and got a hit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
In the second game of a doubleheader. So that's okay, though. He played the first game, which is the game we count.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, do we have good news? The judges have ruled. No hit!
Oh.
So, Dave, you are the
There's
show.
something very wrong with our judicial system.
Bobby Jackson said.
Yeah.
Bobby.
What?
Was the camera on? Oh, that's weird. Sorry. Is that weird? Is that kind of weird? Sorry.
Bye-bye socks.
It just get weird.
Turned his head around. So, Dave, what an honor. You are the show leader with a
intrusive thoughts got you there.
with 1 game hitting streak. Chris and I are at 0. Very light schedule today, so be careful.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Unless you need some alone time with Bobby.
Let's see. Who the hell is playing today? Nope, they're not playing there. All right, give me a Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Jeremy Pena of the Astros.
I'll be right back.
Wow. All right, Chris.
I'm not afraid. Give me Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, Jackson Holiday, and he's playing 1 single game today. So
I will not do that.
wow. Not sure what's going down over there, but
What?
yes.
You know the funny thing about doing bits like that is I have to then get up. Hopefully we'll be having Bobby back soon. By the way,
I hope so. I hope so.
Goodbye socks. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, how about
that
the
smile on his face?
Look at him. He's happy.
Yeah.
He's happy. He's ready to start the day. When we come back, let's do a post-mortem. Get that funeral march music out for the Golden State Warriors. We're right back to talk about them after this.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot, 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 and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr, grrr, grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, with second baseman Zach Geloff having spent the entire year on the IL, the A's offseason acquisition of Luis Urias as a free agent has turned out to be a shrewd move. As of the end of the last homestand, Urias had started 20 consecutive games at second base, hitting 4 home runs, including a walk-off against the White Sox, and his OPS almost .830. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
For 20 years since Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course opened near the banks of the Sacramento
River, it's been Sacramento's #1 course for fun. Perry Dye of the famous Dye family of golf course architects designed the course to be an easy walk, but motorized carts are available as well. You and your friends will find Bartley Kavanaugh's Tap House Restaurant offers great food, whether you play golf or not. Relax on the outdoor veranda overlooking the course with a cold beverage or a tasty meal. For tee times, visit BartleyCavanagh.com. It's Sacramento's #1 course for fun.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. What's going on, Chad, for Chrysler's Employee Pricing Plus event?
If you've been struggling to find the right Ram heavy duty that fits within your budget, the search is over with Hoblet's Employee Pricing Plus event, where we give you the employee price and then take even more off. Right now, save up to 10% off MSRP on brand new 2025 Ram Heavy Duty 2500s and 3500s. Don't miss your chance to save big like the Employee of the Month at Hoblet Dodge.
And you're always one of the top Ram truck dealers in the entire nation.
It's true, and I think it boils down to our huge selection of hard-to-find Ram Heavy Duties with over 300 available and our award-winning customer service.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com.
10% toll net savings on select new 2025 Ram 3500 Laramie after $1,500 factory rebates and $9,075 dealer discount, including employee pricing for all. Rebates include $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfits. And Hoblet discount between $7,100 and $9,075, depending on trim level, for a total of 10% off MSRP. Aid of this net savings. Sample VIN 02043. See dealer for details.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, my prerogative. Let's see. Dave and Jason, I sent this text to a friend in March. You can't tell me the NBA doesn't rig the lottery to suit them. Go all the way back to 1985 and check the Knicks' chances to get the #1 pick. I didn't see this, but no comment, Dave and Jason. I agree with you, Joe from the 530. We can't tell you they didn't.
Yeah.
You're going to choose. There's nothing we can say to you that is going to convince you the draft lottery isn't rigged. Again, humans need to have answers. They have to, or your mind doesn't work right. Sometimes you can't say, well, it just didn't work out. Again, I'll say it one last time. Tell me why they put LeBron James in Cleveland and not New York or LA. Tell me why the Spurs have won the lottery with 3 generational talents that people knew were generational talents, by the way. Why they put them in San Antonio, by the way, for their entire careers. Tim Duncan nor David Robinson ever went to LA, New York, or Chicago. Tell me why the small markets would win the lottery. Tell me how the billionaire owners would keep it a secret, even though it hurts their own team. Tell me why Adam Silver and David Stern would risk being put in jail for a long time for racketeering and felonious other things. Like, it's fun to it sucks to think, wow, we just have really bad luck, if luck's even a thing. Like, it just doesn't work out for us. There's no conspiracy. There's no big agenda. That sucks. I wish there was a conspiracy against us, because at least it would make sense as to why the Kings continually suck while we watch all these other teams pass us by, and then we pass them, and then they pass us by again, and on and on. But I can't tell you that. If you think the lottery is rigged, it's like the Earth is flat people. You're not gonna
what they believe.
You could have an astronaut or a scientist or whoever. You could take them up in a plane and be like, here's the proof that it's round, and they'll be like, it's DARPA. Okay, then you need to hold on to that, and I can't help you with that. But no, the NBA lottery is not rigged. I wish it were. I really do. I wish it were. I would welcome that story. I would welcome that story, and I'd go to the court case, and I'd shout down the people walking in, traitors. Why are they traitors? I don't know, but that's what I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd be like in Princess Bride. Boo! I'd be like that lady. Boo!
So what was the thought process on those that believe it's rigged for Dallas?
Because
the NBA wanted Luka Doncic with LeBron in LA. And the way to get him there was for them to trade him and say, hey, you will trade him, but we'll give you Cooper Flag.
And you have to have a white superstar in Dallas. That's another part of the conspiracy. Dirk Nowitzki to Luka Doncic to Cooper Flag, because of course, absolutely. Because nobody liked Tim Duncan or David Robinson in San Antonio. It's got to be a white guy in Texas. Remember, the Pelicans traded Anthony Davis to the Lakers, and they got the number 1 pick from the NBA in Zion Williamson, who was, all injuries aside, he was the guy. Like, Zion was one of the big some said, in fact, I think most said, the biggest prospect to come out since LeBron James. So the Pelicans got that in return for giving LA Anthony Davis, and now the Mavericks got Cooper Flag in return for giving LA. Like, it totally makes sense.
We gave him Alex Len.
Hello. Now look, do I think that the Lakers get kid gloves on things? Do I think the Lakers get help, whether it's Kareem to Shaq to winning the lottery or whatever it was and getting Magic? Maybe they didn't have a lottery back then too. They
won a coin flip or something.
Yeah, there it was.
James Worthy was also the number 1 pick. My goodness.
Michael Thompson was the number 1 pick for them, father of Clay. Do I think that? Yeah, but you know what? Thinking that there is some sort of rigged thing is a hell of a lot easier than the reality, which is LA matters and Sacramento doesn't, the big scheme of things. Big business doesn't want the NBA and the NBA world care about the Lakers. They don't care about Sacramento. Los Angeles is Los Angeles and is much more known worldwide and a far bigger destination city than Sacramento ever will be.
Right.
Sacramento is filled with a bunch of cowpoke, ding dong backwards whoever's, and LA is the cutting edge of Hollywood and derpy derpleton. And you know what? I love it. I love living. I'm proud to be from Sacramento. I love it, but I'm not going to delude myself in thinking that we're anywhere near as important to a business like the NBA as the Lakers. So we get screwed. And that's a tough truth to face. Nobody wants to face that truth, but we live in a society, Jason. It's like I hear every day, your show's depressing. Well, I'm sorry. I promise you, when and if the Kings are ever competing for a title, this will be the last. This show, people will, as much as they text in right now that I'm being a downer, people will text in if that, and I won't be here by then, by the way, but people would in this other world text in and be like, dude, could you be more of a homer? Like, we get it.
You won't want to jinx it.
Won't want to. Well, I know. They'll win a title, and I'd be like, we're probably not winning anything else for the next 20 years, guys. Just prepare. Meanwhile, Golden State, it looks like we thought they were dead and buried last year when we sent them home. They come back this year, and they're on the verge of making or certainly well on their way to making the Western Conference Finals, getting a 1-0 series lead over Minnesota, getting that win on the road, already dispatching the number 2 team in the Western Conference in the Houston Rockets, and again doing that on the road as well, winning a Game 7, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But injuries happen. They suck.
4 straight losses.
4 straight losses. Just goes to show you how important. You want to talk about MVPs,
right?
There's an MVP candidate every year in Steph Curry. If there's a bright side for Warrior fans, it's, and this is a crappy bright side, but it's the truth. You want to talk about something that's just Steph Curry's legacy was already cemented. Now it's like they put the cement on top of the cement and then like put super glue on it. Like, you can see the difference in Steph Curry and how important he is to that team.
Well, and now they have to, I mean, like we talked with Sam, I mean, based on the money they have tied up to Jimmy and to Steph and really Draymond, they basically have to bring this group back, right? I think as long as you have Steph, which I believe Steph wants to end his career there, I don't think you and Joe Lacob can cheat that opportunity at Steph's greatness still and seeing if they've got one more run at a title. And I don't know that they do, but I think they got to play it that way. I won't say they're at a tough spot. They're at a good spot. It's a good team. I just don't know that they're good enough, but I think they got to do everything they can to try to make this one more push, which I don't know what that is.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Do they need to do anything? Here's the argument. Steph's coming back.
Right.
Draymond's coming back. Jimmy Butler's coming back. Maybe we saw signs of Jonathan Kuminga coming into his own.
Yeah, they got to decide on him.
They got to decide
He's
on
a restricted
him.
free agent.
That's right. So, do they really need to do much?
No, but I think they need to. I guess it goes down to the core. Let's just assume Steph was healthy in this series. We don't know. They might have won. They might have. Sure. They did take 7 to beat Houston.
Yeah. They also added Jimmy. I mean, devil's advocate. They added Jimmy later in the year, and I don't know what a full training camp is going to.
Well, and then the other part, look, it doesn't mean it happens this way, but they are an older team.
They are.
And so to say, well, if Steph didn't get injured, yes.
Yeah.
But if you were betting on a younger team versus an older team getting injured next year, the odds would favor the older team. Doesn't mean it happens.
I'm sorry. Can I ask you something about Kuminga? Because I keep hearing this. So obviously I'm wrong about this, but I'm seeing that Jonathan Kuminga's qualifying offer for next year is $10.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
So do they need to do anything?
No, I think he's a restricted free agent. I mean, I don't know that they ever agreed to that.
Interesting. I always look at Hoops Hype for salaries, and it says Jonathan Kuminga is due $10.2 million next year, and it's in green, which shows up here that that's his qualifying offer off his rookie deal. I'm not disagreeing with you. I keep hearing the same thing, so I'm guessing there's something I'm missing here. But I know with qualifying offers, it's that, if that's truly what it is, it's the Warriors say, we're going to pick up your option and pay you 10.2 and then figure it out if we want to sign you long term. I don't know. We can find that.
Yeah,
out.
he is a restricted free agent.
Interesting.
So, that means obviously the Warriors can match any number that an opposing team puts out there. But when you've got, what was the official numbers here? $138 million tied to Steph and Jimmy, and it's only going to be hot and Draymond. That number on Steph and Jimmy, I think in 2 years, would you have it there? What are they both?
Let's see. So the Warriors are at 178 this year. Next year, 164.7, then 169.2. And to ask your question about the future,
that year where you just go, man.
Yeah, Steph goes from 55 this year to 59 to 62. Butler goes from 48 to 54 to 56. Draymond goes from 24 to 26 to 28. Buddy Hield makes like $9 million a year. Moses Moody from 5.8 to 11.5 next year, 12.5, 13.4. I don't know. I look, the Warriors are an aggressive team. The Warriors, I'm sure, are going to do something in the offseason. I just don't know what it is, but I it's not in their DNA necessarily to sit back.
Yeah, they got Looney and Peyton that are free agents. Yeah, like I said, Kuminga's a restricted free agent, and they've got obviously a champion coach, champion players, Butler addition for a full season, and then maybe it's just the growth of the other guys, Pajemski and Trace Jackson Davis, and some of the guys that they have added that have done well for them on the fringes.
Yeah, it's interesting. By the way, somebody is killing me for saying Sacramento is a bigger market than Cleveland TV-wise. It depends on what you're looking at, although technically I was wrong. There's one that says Cleveland is 17. I think Sac is 20. This one, including all 210 DMAs, designated market areas, Cleveland's 19. Sacramento's 20. I also think I could be wrong here, Jason. Not that this is a big deal breaker for anything. I want to say, does Sacramento have more in the metro? I know they're very, very close because when we were when they were doing let's see, did it 2.18 million for Cleveland in the metro. When the Kings were moving, we were looking at market comparisons and all that, and Sacramento and Cleveland were like the closest. There we go, 2.0 to 1.9. I mean, they're almost exactly the same. Excuse me, 2.4 million for Sacramento, and the other one is 2.1.
2.1.
Yeah, so Sacramento is actually bigger metro wise. And Cleveland now is one demo ahead. They're basically the same size market for all intents and purposes if you balance those out. But point being that, again, they got LeBron, they got Kyrie Irving. By the way, you know what everybody else forgets? They also got Anthony Bennett.
Yeah.
I understand he didn't work out, but that was the number one pick in the draft.
Yeah.
They won the draft lottery 3 times. Cleveland. San Antonio has won the draft lottery 3 times. That means Cleveland and San Antonio have won the draft lottery outright 6 times since 85. I'm trying to think when David Robinson came in. Is it later than that? Chris says we have to go. That's not a good answer. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, we'll take a break. When we come back, speaking of Cleveland, want to do a postmortem on them?
Yeah.
Because they go. Cleveland's in Cancun. What's next for them? We'll talk about it next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Oh, I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
1-800-920-1140 gets you enjoyment. A night full of laughs with the first comedian to sell out Madison Square Garden 3 times for one tour. Louis C.K. is bringing his ridiculous tour to the venue at Thunder Valley Saturday, June 14th. We want to send you and a friend, not just you, a friend.
Yeah, bring someone with you.
Hey, you know what, though? Could be a colleague.
Yeah.
Could be an acquaintance.
Coworker.
Is that a colleague?
Neighbor.
Honestly, you can go pick up somebody off the street corner and be like, hey, want to go see Louis C.K.?
No rules here.
We'll allow that. Not that. You know what I mean by street corner. 1-800-920-1140. We're looking for caller number.
Let's go with 4.
You did 4. Before.
Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to change it, and let's go 4.
Okay, we'll go 4 to score a pair of tickets to the program. So let's get to the Cavs postmortem. Just one quick show note, by the way. During the break, our boss decided to sit in here.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to mess with him, pretend like he's not here. But we had a meeting yesterday.
Or is he? He's not on camera.
He's not on camera. Yeah. He's right outside. But you know what is awesome is when your boss is literally sitting in it.
You do well with that.
I don't know about you.
Yeah.
It's like he's not even here for me.
Right.
Not a distraction. Speaking of, in all seriousness, listen, guys, be professional.
Yeah.
Very, very sad week here.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Just announced publicly.
Yeah.
I found out about it 2 days ago. You'll often hear us talk about our sister station, KNCI, and our good friends, Pat, Tom, and Cody. We're the only 2 live shows on when it's dark outside in this building. So you create a bond, and we have bonded with them for years.
They're Hall of Famers.
They are Hall of Famers. And Tom Maley is walking off into the sunset. He's getting in his boat. And he's driving out to Folsom Lake where he's going to do his fishing.
Gone fishing?
It's gone, literally is gone fishing full time. And what I appreciate about KNCI is that they take care of their own. So in response to Tom announcing his retirement after 70 years in the market.
Oh, he started late.
Right.
I thought it was longer.
They're throwing him a concert.
Are they?
This Saturday.
That's a good idea.
Country,
Where is it?
Country in the Park. It's right here in Sacramento.
Wait, is that this weekend?
That is this Saturday.
And
I haven't heard. I don't think anything about it.
You haven't? Well, I'll just give you a hint. Got a little dirt on my boots. That was like 2 concerts ago,
Yes,
but you get my point. Tickets, general admission still available for what is now known as Tom Maley's farewell concert.
Yeah.
I mean, they might roll his old ass out in 4 years and be like, everybody say hi to Tom. He's like drooling. Try to do that. But in all seriousness, Tom,
I paid my taxes.
even though you got mad at me for no reason like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
you
were
which you've completely forgotten about.
You were scarred by that.
I was so upset about that because we're one of my favorite games over the years is doing things like Let's Scare Tom, always with the fear that we might kill him because he's old. But he's such a sweetheart. He's such a wonderful guy.
Years and years and years ago, he was our voice guy on.
Is that true?
Hot Talk. Hot Talk 11.
I didn't know this.
Tom was the voice of Hot Talk.
Oh, no, hold on a second. Unscreened phone call. Who's this? Hello.
This is Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Oh, you're here for tickets?
I am.
Oh, sorry. I thought you want to talk about Tom Maley. I'll put you back on hold. Go ahead, Jason. What? What was I supposed to hang up on him? Oh,
we already
hold on
got a
second.
winner.
Hey.
Are you going to now tell Randy?
Hey, Randy.
Oh, well, now you have to give me tickets. I'm on hold. You guys are arguing.
All right. I will give you tickets if you can spell anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh, geez. I can't even say that again.
All right. Well, good luck, buddy. Find a dictionary. Back to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Cool. What? I gave him a chance.
Okay.
You know what they say? We saw a big thing yesterday. It was a bunch of research at our big meeting. And it was like, why would a listener give you the time of day? You know why? Maybe give them tickets for spelling, right?
If they could spell.
If they could spell.
You're a former spelling bee champion.
I am a 2-time spelling bee champion.
Excuse me.
Regular tri-school district. Came in
3 times?
4th grade, 6th grade. 5th grade crashed out first round on Symbol. Yeah, I don't like to talk about it. Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, it wasn't so simple. Dang it, Jason. Back to you.
Tom Maley was our voice guy.
So
we were Hot Talk.
So would he be like, hey, you're listening to Hot Talk 1140.
Yeah, you're home of the Kings.
Wow.
Way back when, 94, 95, somewhere.
That is hilarious. How hard
He
out
used
were
to be the PSA host.
Yeah.
Before Walty?
Huh? I think they shared it for a bit, right?
Yeah.
I used to have to, when I used to work Sunday mornings, I used to listen to that every day.
I did too. Well, I used to have to board op it sometimes. I actually was board opping for, I think the one, I don't know if he won an Emmy or not, Walt did, but it was when he was doing the expo, he was doing like an expose on cider in the city of Dixon. And I'm pretty sure he won an Emmy for that. Anyways, back to you, Tom Maley.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. He's going to be missed.
Yes, he will.
And I already told Cody, get your act together because her name is no longer Cody. It's new Tom.
Oh, new Tom.
She's got to step into his shoes.
Yeah.
She's got to be wacky. She's got to be funny.
Yeah.
Please don't.
She has to believe all my lies.
Right. She has to be incredibly gullible.
She has to be scared by you.
Yes. Oh my God. I do. That's a great point. Do I get to scare Cody now? Which I actually often do when she opens the door and I'm just standing there. I like to come inside. But also, I will not miss the random, like, Tom put an actual trout on it between 2 pieces of Wonder Bread with some mustard and is just sitting there eating it with, like, the tail hanging out the side. And it smells like
still flapping.
Yeah.
That's why he brushes his teeth so often.
And Tom literally brushing his teeth after every break. He's going to join us tomorrow for a quick segment.
Nice.
As we say goodbye to him. I just honestly, and I'll tell him this on the air. You remember when Johnny Carson retired?
Mm-hmm.
The long-time host of the Tonight Show? Dead in 2 years.
That's what you're going to tell him.
Well, what I'm going to say is, Tom, think this through.
Yeah.
You're not young. What happens next week? Fine. No problem. What happens the week after? I went fishing 4 times last week.
And I'm going to tell him, Tom, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, Tom. Tom, don't listen to him.
Oh, Tom. It's always fun to make fun of his disability. We'll miss that. All right. Cavs.
Yes.
Well, we asked about the Warriors. Do they do anything? Because it was an injury as much as anything else that killed off their championship hopes. But the Cavs are really weird Darius Garland was not right.
Right.
They were injured in the beginning of the series. Donovan Mitchell, look, he did suffer an injury, but he goes off for whatever, 35. I'm not going to count that.
Yeah.
But you're the Cavs. You just won, 64 games?
Yeah, record for what they did. They were good last year, but they changed the coach. Now they got the coach of the year. They have the defensive player of the year. You got Mitchell, who's a stud. I mean, it's basically trying to refine the edges, I would guess, bring that back. It's a team that's heavy in salary, but you flirt with that second apron. Hello, second apron.
Hey, second
How
apron.
are you?
Hello.
Looking good. That Tatum's out next year. There's a window here still for Cleveland.
I don't know that I mess around.
Yeah.
I really don't. Look, if they can pick up Fred Smith for cheap, that's going to help them with
they didn't do that this year. Like when they traded LeVert for Hunter.
Yeah.
They took on more money and knew that they were going to have even more money going forward. So I think they're still in the go for it mode.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, by the way, have the 17th highest salary in the NBA this year. As a matter of fact, they're just $400,000 behind the Kings, lower than the Kings when it comes to salary. And no, I'm not going to rip the Kings here. I'm just pointing out that they're at the bottom half of salaries. Everyone is signed next year, with the exception of Tristan Thompson, Ty Jerome, Sam Merrill, Javonte Green, and Luke Travers. Everybody's
Tristan Thompson?
Yes, he's still playing. God, they have Emily Bates. Remember when he was going to be the number one pick in the draft coming in? Yeah, my goodness gracious. So they got that. Now, that's the good news. The good news is everybody signed next year. The bad news is some of those people got paid, because they go from 172 to $210 million next year. $210 million this year, Jason, would have been good for second place, $10 million behind Phoenix. So they go from 17 to what very well could be. Well, there's a lot of other teams. They'll be top 5 payroll if they stand pat.
Yeah.
So we'll take a break. What does that mean, stand pat? Does that have to do with somebody named Pat? Is that like a pat of butter? Pat on the head?
I don't know.
Part of Mount Patmore?
Yes.
When we come back, what to watch? Wait, what? What to watch and a surprise for me? I didn't even look at this.
It's my yearly quest. I've got your plan.
Did that already come out? The college part?
Oh, that's been out. I was waiting on the NFL.
Why are you laughing, Chris?
Because the schedule just came out.
I know the NFL. I was talking about the college schedule.
I've got some plans for you and your dad.
All right. Well,
it's going to make it happen every year, and then you turn me down.
I'm going to. That's a good thing to bring up, because I don't think I've told you yet about what my dad and I are doing this August for my birthday. Or have I?
Yeah.
I did? Okay, well, then never mind. The segment's going to suck. Don't tune in. We'll be back after this.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Thursday. We're out the door to a cool and comfortable start across the area. As we head through the afternoon, expect mainly sunny skies, light winds. Temperatures warmer today with highs in the upper 80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
San Francisco 49ers 2025 single game tickets are now on sale. Join the faithful at Levi Stadium. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets. That's 49ers.com/tickets.
Get ready for Camping World's Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th. Get the highest value for your RV guaranteed during the biggest RV trade event of the year. Shop the best RV deals in America with new RVs starting as low as $92 a month. Get ready for the holiday weekend with up to 45% off grills and 25% off product installation. Plus, we'll have free hats, free propane refills, free food, and fun for the whole family. Don't miss the incredible Red, White, and New trade event, May 15th through the 18th at your local Camping World.
See for full details and disclaimer.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sacramento's premier music festival, Country in the Park, is this weekend with Bailey Zimmerman. Plus Billy Currington, Nate Smith, Ernest, and more. Friday and Saturday, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo. Don't miss pop-up stores, food trucks, line dancing, and more. Country in the Park, celebrating 25 years, May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Get tickets and more info at CITPFest.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Typically, a high handicapper carries an index of 20 or more. Golf Monthly's Barry Plummer offers 4 tips if you're tired of that high handicap. First, choose the right equipment. Invest in a 5-wood, which is more forgiving than a 3-wood or a 3 hybrid. It's a much better option for getting the ball in the air. Second, play for bogey on par 5s. Break the longer holes into manageable chunks, perhaps aiming to hit the green with 4 easy swings while also navigating away from the trouble along the way. 3, leave the sand wedge in the bag for chipping. Up and down percentages are almost twice as good when chipping a 9-iron over a sand wedge, and 3.5 times better with the putter. And finally, stop leaving your putts short. A 20 handicapper leaves 55% of their missed putts short of the hole. Give yourself a chance with every attempt and don't leave another putt short. Try these simple tips and let's see whether your handicap starts to come down. And have some fun out there. That'll help too. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa. Memorial Day celebration comes early at Elk Grove Honda. There's no need to wait for Memorial Day weekend to see, test drive, and purchase your brand new Elk Grove Honda. Civic hybrids, Accord hybrids, CRV hybrids, and Pilots, Passports, Odysseys, HRVs, Prologue EVs, and so much more. They're all available right now at attractive prices. Whether you're looking to own or lease and can't wait until Memorial Day, visit Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall. We have the right Honda at the right price.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Well, you never know what's going to send me into a days-long spiral. You just never know where it's going to come from. Both Chris and our fearless leader sent us these links. The San Francisco 49ers are selling a 6% stake in the franchise after a record $8.5 billion valuation. The team is reportedly splitting that share between 3 families: the Kosla family, the Griffith family, and the Dieter family. It's unclear how much of that 6% stake will be owned by each family. Well, why would that depress me? I don't care. Right? It's Niners.
It's depressing you?
Oh, dude. This
seems like a cash grab.
I don't know anything about the Kosla family. I know nothing about the Griffith family, but I'll just bet you. In fact, I would bet all the money in my pockets. The Dieter family is the champion of the Dieter family is a gentleman by the name of Byron Dieter. You probably don't know who that is. I wouldn't blame you for it. Byron Dieter lives in Redwood City. He is the leading investor and is a partner. I think he might even be the owner. I don't even know of a big company called Bessemer Venture Partners. Right? Why does that matter? Byron Dieter, Bessemer. Why do I care? He's also a graduate of Detterding Elementary School in Carmichael and my classmate for 6 years. It's the elementary school I started in kindergarten, 4 years before going to Mission Avenue Elementary.
Did Miss Emanuel's teach you?
Mrs. Emanuel's, yes, 100%. Somebody it turned out lately you knew. My second grade teacher, yes, Byron was in Mrs. Emanuel's class. Byron was with me in Miss Fleming's class. Byron was with me in Mrs. Withers' class. Hal Harrington taught 4th grade, and Mr. Giles, not Brian, a different Giles, in 5th grade. That's also, by the way, the same place where, as a matter of fact, there's a very good chance, I would say, because Byron and I were buddies, along with his buddy Emil, there's an incredibly good chance, Jason Ross, that I held hands on one side with Byron Dieter and the other side with Amy Wustefeld
for Red Rover.
Oh. And if you're going Amy Wustefeld, who the hell is that? Well, Amy Wustefeld is now Amy Brooks. She's basically the third in command at the National Basketball Association.
Yeah, but do either of those have a highly rated morning show?
They don't.
See?
But
so who wins?
I'm just saying that they both are incredibly successful people. Rich beyond, well, Amy, I'm sure she's.
Why can't she rig the draft for the Kings?
That's what I'm talking about.
You should hear what they say about you.
Byron
jealousy they have of you.
Now, I don't have this confirmed, and I don't know. Maybe there's another Dieter family that lives in the Bay Area that bought 6% of the 49ers or a piece of 6%, but I'll just bet you it's Byron Dieter, who was just a guy. We played soccer together. He was just another guy.
He wasn't any good.
I didn't look at Byron in 3rd grade when we were listening to Matt Osborne's Walkman and sharing a headphone, listening to the Beatles together or whatever we were listening to.
Not the Beatles.
Probably not.
No.
I don't remember going, this Dieter kid's going to be something. Not that I didn't think he would be. We were just all picking our noses and playing soccer. Now he's Bessemer Venture Partners, owner of the Niners. Why does he come out? Hey, Byron, why don't you buy a piece of this team up here? Yeah, come back home. Sacramento. Why not? Anyways.
Well, with them making all this money, it seems that no NFL team would ever ask for public money again.
No, never, ever, by the way. Neither would JR. Good morning, JR.
I bet you were the one that would let the hand go, too, and let Rover come through.
Oh, absolutely. I clothesline him.
You were the weak link.
No, dude. I clothesline people in Red. Let me tell you something. I'm not the one that let go of the hand in Red Rover. Red Rover is serious business.
You need to stand pat.
Apparently. I
with that.
Stood pat in life. Meanwhile,
that, by the way, that's a poker term.
Oh,
you play in cards. You
poker.
stand pat.
I thought you said poper, like the Pope.
No, you stand pat. You wave your hand over it. You're standing on your cards.
Gotcha. Okay.
Famous from the guy Pat, the Sergeant Pat. I think it was like Pat McGloin or something. I forget his last name.
Pat LaGroin, former shortstop for the
Pat McGloin. Yeah.
Okay.
It was him and his friends were him and Ben. Was it Ben Dover? Yeah.
Wow.
Well yeah. So there you go. Okay. But hey, look at you knowing big name people.
I know people. Going down that's what it's going to say on my gravestone. Here lies Carmichael Dave. He knew people.
America's
passenger.
You and I go out. We think we're popular, but Dave goes out, and these people are like, "Oh yeah, I own a team. I run the NBA.
Yeah.
I own a $400,000 million jet. Yeah, right. Different level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what spent all morning yesterday with a bunch of rich people, and just I'm like the kid on the outside, just making the circle in the foggy glass, looking at everybody buying shares of teams I love and sailing to Cape Cod, and I'm over here with trying to sell a kidney for my daughter.
Chris is so right. You're looking in the mirror there, Ralphie.
That's what it is.
Good job.
Thank you, JR.
All right, hey, I got to give you your list here.
Let's get.
All right, you ready? This is every year I try to find a trip that you and your dad can go because you're trying to go to Florida State.
Yes, we are.
I've got it for you.
My dad and I are going to Alaska for my birthday in August, so that's one knocked out, and then this is the biggie right here.
Every year you turn me down.
Every year,
you're like, you love this idea.
It's not happening this year. I'm not turning you down this year. Is
okay.
My point.
I'm going to give you the options. I'm going to leave the best one I think for last.
All right.
Great game, August 30th. Doak Campbell, Alabama.
Oof.
Florida State, Alabama. But that's just a one-off. That's just the game.
Yeah.
There's a couple other games that I don't love.
Yeah.
Let's get you to the end of the season, the last game of the year, November 15th.
That's Florida.
No. They're at Florida later, a couple weeks later. Virginia Tech, but you could pair that coming back home and go to the 49ers Cardinals game in Arizona.
Oh.
A little bit situation better than that, maybe, or not better. A little more unique trip would be November 1st, go to Wake Forest. These are all going to be games at Florida State.
Yeah.
And go to the 49ers at New York Giants. But the most convenient, and I think the best option with pretty good game, October 11th.
Okay. So that's,
by the way, those 2 November games, maybe the Kings are out there too. We don't know.
We don't know that.
October 11th, Florida State hosts Pitt. So whatever. Okay game. But the 49ers the very next day are at Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one.
The one. There's your trip.
That's the one. So
11th and 12th. You go to Pitt. And Florida State, first time with your dad.
That's it.
And the very next day, I think it's about 4 hours.
Yeah.
You get to.
Yeah. Let me look at something.
And you know someone who might be able to get you tickets.
Yep.
I do.
Wait. Yes.
Oh, to FSU? I do.
Yes.
I do know somebody.
And to the 49ers.
Yes. Wait, I do? Oh, I do.
Yes.
Now I do. I know one of the owners.
Well,
sort of.
That, but also a guest we have all the time. The voice of the team.
Oh, Papa?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know. Could you get a ticket? You can probably. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you could get. Okay.
Mr. Papa.
Hey.
But we have other connections. We are a partner.
Let me see here. So I'd probably fly out the 9th, and then I'd probably need a wraparound for that because the
football game as well.
So I'd need the 9th. Hey, Jose, can I have the 9th, 10th, and 13th of October off?
Oh, suddenly I don't like this idea anymore.
No, I'm just you'd be all by yourself.
But
Wait,
don't
wow.
What's Chris? There's nothing here?
I mean, all by yourself in this room.
Jose will be in here.
Oh, good point. Yeah, you can co-host.
Jason
knows
Alabama is probably the best game, but I think
get
this
our
is
asses
the best
kicked.
option.
And honestly,
with the 49ers and Tampa,
that's it.
Chaser.
That's 100% it.
There you go. I found your trip.
That's 100% it. That's gonna make Chris mad. Okay. I know we got a break.
He'll answer.
By the way, one of the things yesterday in the meeting for producers, help the host break on time. Maybe Chris needs to do better.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to do better. Let's say. Is he going to pick up?
Yeah.
You think so? Hazlett.
Hello?
Hey, you're on the air, Dad. Hey, listen.
Jeez.
Dad. Hey, Dad. October 11th, Florida State hosts Pitt. And then October 12th, Tampa Bay hosts the Niners. And I know we're doing the Alaska thing in August, but what do you think? We leave on a Thursday, we hit Doak Saturday for FSU Pitt, and then head over. We'll probably drive from Tally to Tampa Bay, watch Tampa Bay and the Niners, and then come back Monday morning. My boss already kind of said I could have it off if you're in.
Yeah. You know, I got a few other problems, but presuming those can be handled.
Well, what if Lindsay can come up and take care of Mom, or we figure Mom out? Mom aside, if that's handled, can we? Come on.
I suppose. You sure it's not Florida, huh?
No, it's Florida State, Dad. We got to get this done.
No.
What?
We're not playing Florida.
No, we're playing Pitt. Pitt. It's October 11th. Florida's by Thanksgiving.
It's about a month off.
Yeah. We don't have. Hey, we may not have many of these left, Dad. We got to knock this out. Come on. I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to be around forever.
Yeah. I'm going to say you're going to not be around.
I know you will. You're stubborn. Me, too much stress.
do you have to do this on the radio?
Yes. Just your son is calling you to say, Dad, I love you, and publicly I want to take you to this stuff. And you're like, wait, call me on the radio. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, there were other ways to accomplish this. You could have messaged me.
Yeah, I know, but then I don't get the credit for being a good guy publicly, and my ego needs it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
well, I'll call you after, but all right, it's a date, okay?
Yeah, okay, it's a date.
Is that firm, yes, Dad?
As firm as I can make it.
Okay, all right.
But you know how unfirm I am.
All right, sorry for bringing you on the air. I didn't mean to.
No, you always sorry, but you do it anyway.
I know. I love you, Dad.
Love you too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we go.
Sounds like a definite
Dial
maybe.
Delta straight out. I think we're doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, one way I'm going to be able to afford those tickets out there is all the money I'm saving on my AC bill this summer with my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. And you can do the same thing right now, $24.50. Get you a tune-up. That's half off the normal price. 24 times 2. Carry this. It's like $1,000 for a tune-up, and you get yours half off for $24.50. I'm in the ballpark. Either way, why would you not want to get a tune-up of your air conditioning unit to make sure there's nothing wrong? And if there is something wrong, you take care of it now on the cheap. And if there's something really wrong and you need a new AC unit, better to do it now than in the middle of July or August while I'm chilling in Alaska with my dad, literally, and you're sweating bullets. Get that AC taken care of and qualify for up to $4,000 in rebates for qualified customers, all from a company that's been around since 1981 when Jason Ross was a senior in high school. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area with an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 at AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, make the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll be right back. Crosstalk and celebrity birthdays next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit KHTK.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, with second baseman Zach Geloff having spent the entire year on the IL, the A's offseason acquisition of Luis Urias as a free agent has turned out to be a shrewd move. As of the end of the last homestand, Urias had started 20 consecutive games at second base, hitting 4 home runs, including a walk-off against the White Sox, and his OPS almost .830. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings is on. Get the best deals of the season at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? During the Memorial Day Race to Savings, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
San Francisco! What a laser from Brock Purdy, and what a catch.
San Francisco 49ers single game tickets
are available now.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Fred gets up and runs back the other way. One block, and he's in. Gonna throw left for the end zone. It's caught by George Kittle.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies.
Yeah.
Alan Stiles to my left, Jason Ross in front of me, Joker's to my right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Steelers wheel.
That's just so well done. Guarantee most people don't know that.
I might have made that up.
I feel like it's correct.
Okay.
Alan Stiles, welcome to the building. Great to see you out there at Hagen Oaks for a little bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Little Bonneville effort. The Bonneville Ballers gave it their best shot.
He's lefty.
He is a lefty. That's weird.
You know, everything changes. Was that our whole two, right? If that one falls for us,
I know
it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
But
Where did we finish?
I don't know. Did anybody talk about? I don't know. I don't want to get it. The Jesuit high school golf thing.
You mean the one with our guy Tom's kids on it? Yep. Very carefully. You think it was rigged? I went to Rio Americano. Those were our rivals. So those are the rich kids that always got to go to Burger King for lunch.
I'm saying the math didn't add up to me, right? Okay. Let's. They did have 12 kids. I'm going to put it to you like this, right?
Yeah.
This is a golf team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They asked to raise the hands.
Yeah.
They had 5 hole-in-ones, but when we ran into them with about 4 holes left, they were only 3 under.
I know.
A couple bogeys.
How? With 12 kids?
We had one.
I think I can make you feel better
on a golf team with 5 hole-in-ones.
I don't believe they were eligible for a prize. I think
we won.
They were just.
Then we did win.
Yeah, we absolutely won.
There was another group that said they had 5 hole-in-ones.
Also, they were cheating. It's always great, though. Every time you go out there, there's like one sales guy from another radio group that's just hammered.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
You were talking to them.
We're all family. I mean, we're all going to be working for each other anyways at some point. God dang it, I love you, kid.
I've been around.
He's got he's trying to cover up his tattoo of an anchor on his arm.
How come every radio guy was in Arizona at some point?
Yeah, everyone.
You know?
Everyone but Christopher Lott. Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Oh, my God, is that a Crumble Cookie? Show is. Back to you.
Happy birthday, Dan Patrick.
Oh, DP. Oh, Rich Eisen's going back to ESPN. That happened a couple days ago.
The guy from that's my boy.
The Lieutenant Governor of Texas. Dan Patrick's true story. Dan is you can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him. Dan Patrick is 74. 71. He's 71.
Really?
You went to his school?
I did not.
Should have.
Went to school with a Niners owner, though.
No, his school.
His
school? Journalism.
Oh, no.
Should have.
You did?
I did not.
Okay, then. Should have.
72.
That left.
Am
I
65?
Dave is close to 69.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Don Nelson.
Don Nelson smoking weed with Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg in Maui every day. Don Nelson, 79. Can you believe it? He was my first interview in a locker room when I first started working it here, and he made me hold on before my first question so he could take a pull off the Schlitz that he opened after the game.
Oh, boy.
All right, kid, go ahead.
I don't know what you just said.
Schlitz beer. Okay. He drank a beer, dude.
Who was it?
Don Nelson. Oh, typical Warriors people. They don't know who Don Nelson is.
Trust me, I do.
You know who Monte Ellis was? Sleepy Floyd?
No.
Joe Barry Carroll?
Who's Antoine Jameson?
Exactly. It's Anton.
Yeah. You're talking about the wrong person.
I'm talking about the wrong person.
Don Nelson. What was your guess?
79.
82.
81.
Alan's closest, 85. George Brett.
I know my Dons.
George Brett, great spring training story on video from him.
Maybe next time.
George Brett is 74.
All my exes live in Texas.
That's why I hang my hat in Tennessee.
George Brett.
He is.
How old is he, Alan?
What did you say?
74.
72.
We're
68.
We have a correct answer. Goes to Alan Stiles, 72. Happy birthday, Emmett Smith.
Oh, Emmett Smith is 62.
Really love what he's doing at Colorado.
Really love it. What?
What is happening?
What did you say?
62.
64.
63.
Time spent listening is 0. 56.
Oh.
And Ray Lewis. We'll finish with Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis is
the bus.
Ray Lewis is he's his number today. He's 52.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Played for a while there, Dave, so
Yeah,
you're
say.
incorrect. 54.
57.
Davis Close is 50.
Thank you. And on that note of me being
He steals
correct,
bikes.
thanks to Sam. Thanks to the other guy, Kelly Brothers. Thanks to my dad. Thanks to Jose. Kyle's there. And Alan's coming up next with some amazing stuff. So amazing. I don't even have time to tease it. You're going to want to tune in because I guarantee you have not ever heard this on the radio in your life. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, right back after this.
On the move.
Sacktown Sports.
Got somewhere to